Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to W. Michael Ross Stadium. We're on the campus of CBC High School, one of the biggest rivalries in all of high school football here in St. Louis taking place tonight. CBC football versus DeSmet football. It's been a rivalry, and one of the things about the rivalry, as Coach Chris Maris joins me, my name's Randy Molman, is out of the last 5 years, one of these two teams has played in a state championship, and out of the last 11 years, one of these two teams has played in 10 of the last 11 state championships. They're always both good, and we usually get a great game between the two.
Well, typically in St. Louis, the state championship path runs through one of these schools, and I don't think this year is going to be any different. Two very, very good programs, and you can always, in these rivalry games, you can throw records out. You're going to get their best shot. I know DeSmet's hungry. They lost to CBC last year in the regular season, and CBC's feeling snake bit since they lost to Kirkwood and didn't get that second shot back at DeSmet.
Well, and to your point, throw the records out. DeSmet won the state championship last year. CBC handled them pretty easily at DeSmet last season.
There was a 3-minute span in the third quarter that turned the tide of that game, and CBC never looked back.
They are in the middle or in the midst of the coin toss right now. We're a little under 2 minutes away from kickoff, and Coach, we want to welcome those tuning in on Matrix Midwest as well as the Cadet Student Network. We're excited to bring you tonight's game. And, Coach, I went back through the years, back to it's been one time since 2014, as we mentioned at the top, that someone other than CBC or DeSmet has played for that state championship, and that was Kirkwood in 2016.
Yeah, and CBC was in the semifinals that year, lost to Blue Springs, who right here, and ultimately that was Brett Gabbert's sophomore year. That team that ended up winning 2 in a row. In 17 and 18. And if you really go back to 2005, DeSmet kind of came out of nowhere and won a state championship that year. And then in 2006, CBC went to the state championship, lost to Blue Springs South for their first state championship appearance. And then you fast forward to 2011, CBC makes a state championship appearance, undefeated, loses to DeSmet in the playoffs. And then in 14, CBC wins it, but they were going back and forth, going back. And it really, if you look at the record of this over the history of it, it's pretty much a 500 series where they've gone back and forth and back and forth.
I know in most recent years, the CBC has won 5 of the last 6. CBC's record against DeSmet over the last 8 games is 5-3, but in recent history, the Cadets have a 5-1 record against DeSmet over their last 6 games.
Well, the 2 years that DeSmet went to the state championship in 19 and 20, went to the state championship game, they had tremendous talent, as did CBC, and they were a force to be reckoned with, winning 1 state championship and falling short in the second.
Tonight, the Cadets come in 3-0, wins at Sacred Heart Griffin in Springfield, Illinois, Cardinal Ritter, and at Chaminade. DeSmet comes in with a record of 1-2. They lost at Creighton Prep in Omaha, MICDS a victory at home, and then lost to St. Louis U High last week at home after tying the game at 14. Matt Dawes will kick it off. That'll go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. DeSmet will start on the 20. And last week, Coach, DeSmet down early, battled back to tie it, and then 17 unanswered from SLU High to win that game and at DeSmet last week.
And it was SLU drove down, got a field goal right before halftime, and I really think that kind of broke DeSmet after they battled back. And we're going to get to see them on offense here first.
Gabe Rodriguez is the starting quarterback. He wears number 18. He's completed 73% of his passes this year. He'll throw right out of the gate in a quick slant, and that's the big tight end being recruited by all kinds of D1 schools. Number 34, Ridge Janes, the son of Ron Janes, who was a big fullback for Mizzou back in the late 90s.
Yes, and you're going to see a lot of big tight end type sets with DeSmet. They've got 3 tight ends that they roll through. They like to run behind them, but they also like to do right there where they try to get it out quick.
Rodriguez has 2 backs in the backfield now in motion. They'll swing it to the back, coming near side. He will get close to the 30 before he's gang tackled there by the Cadets. That was number 10, Cam Sharp, who is the team's leading rusher. He's rushed for 100 yards in all 3 games this year. 387 for the season, averaging 6.9 a carry, and he's really been the engine for this offense.
Well, he's done a nice job replacing Jaden McCaster, who transferred out, and help lead this offense.
3 wide receivers to the left on 3rd down and 1. Rodriguez will hand it sharp up the middle, picking his way. He'll get just enough for the first down across the 30 to the 32.
That's where getting a good, 6, 7 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards on first down really sets you up to where you can kind of do what you want on 2nd and 3rd down, knowing that you only have a short makeable to get first down.
Now a swing out to number 10, Sharp again, left side, looking to the sideline. Shoestring tackle over there.
Corday Gage came down from his safety spot and tackled Sharp, and DeSmet being very patient with what they're trying to do, trying to just take what CBC's giving them right now, not trying to get too greedy with anything and play a little ball control offense.
Yeah, very quick on the release. Rodriguez has the ball out quickly on all 3 of his passes. 2 swing passes and a quick slant to the tight end. That time he holds it a little too long, and guess what? He is sacked back inside the 30-yard line.
Looked like trying to get a number on that. Maybe Jameer Sims off the edge, or did we get pressure from the inside?
Was that number 51, Quentin Porter?
Quentin Porter, the sophomore. Yeah, it was. I just saw on the replay, Quentin Porter got in there. And now you got a 3rd and long, and this is where CBC wants to be.
Quentin Porter with a big sack off the right edge. It's 3rd and 15. Rodriguez hands it to Sharp, and he dives forward. Cortland Collins is there first. Cortland Collins this season, what a year so far. 27 tackles through 3 games, 5 for loss, and 2 sacks. It'll be 4th down and long, and DeSmet will punt. Jaden Reed stands deep. He'll stand around his 40-yard line.
Collins is the catalyst that this defense runs through. He is the engine. He is what keeps them going, and how he goes is going to be how this defense rolls. As the leading tackler, and these guys are just designed to be able to get him and his linebacker core lots of tackles.
Oh, he just got it off. Spiraling punt to the sideline. That'll get out of bounds around the CBC 45. They'll have great field position. Number 90, Mark Gartner, was the punter. He averages about 35 yards a punt this year, and he angled that to the sideline. Did not want to return. Most teams have kind of tried to kick away from Jaden Reed, which is probably smart.
Well, Jaden is super quick, fast to go along with that, and he's shown on a couple of these returns that he can, juke you in a phone booth.
Last week, Emmanuel Scott, DeSmet's leading tackler, had 12 tackles versus St. Louis U High. Keep an eye on Titan Davis as well, number 97. He's got 8 tackles for loss this year and a false start on CBC's first, right before the first snap.
They got somebody on the left side of the offensive line. I think the issue is we went in motion, and the offensive lineman worked to reset his feet, and they were moving at the same time. So,
Coach, how about Nick McClellan this year? 12 total touchdowns. He's completed 70% of his passes, no interceptions, 7 touchdowns. He hasn't thrown an interception since last year, and he only threw 1. He keeps it, fakes the throw, now keeps it himself. Cross midfield, into DeSmet territory, breaks a tackle, dives forward to the 40.
So
big run for McClellan.
So he sets up the zone read, pulls it. There's a guy out there, but he's also got Corday Gage in a bubble screen, tries to throw it to him, and decides as that guy froze, he kept it and just cut up underneath him.
Jake Plummer first in at tight end, left side. Vic Williams split off to the right. The running back is in the flat. Now McClellan has all day, fires. Coming back for the ball was number 12, Corday Gage, but he was well covered, incomplete. Good coverage downfield by the DeSmet secondary.
They did a nice job down there, but Nick had a lot of time there, and he sat in the pocket for a long time trying to find somebody to come open and just didn't see it. Got rid of it late.
You know, he had the safety valve, Vic Williams, open
he
here in the
did. There
flat.
was a guy spying Vic over there, and now I still trust Vic to make one guy miss, but that's a tricky situation.
Pistol formation, trips to the right. McClellan looks to the sideline. Speaking of Vic Williams, 241 yards this year on 24 carries. Folks, that's a 10-yard per carry average.
CBC, they're going to get a penalty.
Another penalty flag as they
Just
fly
run,
from
Nick.
both
Just
sidelines. McClellan now just throws it away. Both sidelines threw the flag.
Well,
both side
our
judges.
whole right side of our receiving core wasn't set. They were. Nick went through his cadence, and took his eyes off of them, and then they started changing up how they were lined up, and ultimately he snapped the ball while they were still moving.
That's Coach Chris Maris. My name's Randy Molman. You're watching CBC football here on Matrix Midwest and the Cadet Network. 8:16 to go first quarter. DeSmet had the ball, and they were forced to punt. CBC now has it, driving into DeSmet territory, but a penalty flag on CBC. And so they'll mark this off, and this is going to be a 10-yard penalty back to midfield. So it'll be 2nd and 20 from midfield. Line to gain, the DeSmet 30-yard line. Already 2 flags on this drive called on the Cadets. McClellan, shotgun snap, sets up. Rivers is in the backfield with him. He's got all kinds of time again. Now he's going to roll right, looking for someone to get open, and finally fires down the middle. It's almost intercepted. Number 26, Bryce Kinner was there, and again, that's the 3rd time we've seen McClellan kind of looking for someone to break free. And DeSmet, how about that secondary doing a great job in coverage?
They are, and Nick's being patient back there, and dare I say maybe almost too patient. I think he maybe just get out and put some pressure on them, make something happen with your feet. You've got the ability to do that, but he's trying to wait for something to come open, and DeSmet's just all over it.
3rd and 20 at midfield for the Cadets, going right to left. McClellan will keep it himself. Going to try to pick up some of the yards. Picks up 11. Down to the 39. Tackle there by number 97 for DeSmet, and that is Titan Davis.
Interesting to see what CBC decides to do here. They're going to go punt. And this is one of those situations with, now I'm looking, they brought in, with Corday Gage, if they use him to punt, whether he's going to have the option to keep it or go. They're not putting anybody deep.
4th and about 8.5 just at the 38-yard line. Gage has done a nice job punting this year for CBC. He stands just inside his territory at the 47, averaging 43.5 yards a punt. He pooches it towards the sideline. That'll get out of bounds around the 20. That'll ding his average, but that was the design.
Well, I think he was looking to get a little bit deeper. He got it out right inside, and I'm looking where they're marking it, right inside the 20-yard line. I think he was probably trying to put it, where it might have bounced a little bit. Just enough of a guessing game there on whether he's going to keep it or not, whether they're going to set up the return. So defense back on the field.
Rodriguez back in at quarterback. Gabe Rodriguez, 73% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, but he has thrown 4 interceptions this year in 3 games. So he's been prone to throw an interception, but he's a nice, tall, 6'4", 210 quarterback. Sharp picking over the left side. He's run down once again. That's Quentin Porter on that right defensive end, making a play over on the far side, a gain of maybe 1.
Quentin Porter making his presence felt very early in this game. Young guy who's been getting better and better, talking to Coach Vic Northern, liking what he's been doing. Luau theme today for the Cadets.
How about that crowd here in W. Michael Ross Stadium? Rodriguez now over the middle, and he missed. He tried to lead him, but the receiver wasn't moving. That was number 1, Royce Searcy, who kind of sat down as a safety valve, and Rodriguez tried to lead him, but Searcy wasn't moving in any direction at that point.
I think he tried to sit down in the zone, and he threw it like he was moving through man coverage.
3rd down and 9, ball spotted at the 20. Trips to the right. Rodriguez, shotgun snap, fires left side. It's broken up by Jaden Reed. He got there just in time. It was intended for Wyatt Stoltz.
Timed it up perfectly. I know some people might say he was a little early, but since we're rooting for CBC, we'll say he got there perfectly.
Good play by Jaden Reed as he jogs off. There's Cortland Collins, the team's leading tackler, number 48. What a season he's having. So DeSmet will line up in punt formation once again. Back to handle the punt duties, Mark Gartner, averaging 37.5 yards per punt, stands at his own 5-yard line. He gets it off. This is a nice end-over-end kick. Far side, goes out of bounds, but it'll be in DeSmet territory at the 20, and that's all the way. Let's see where they spot it. That was just a 28-yard punt.
CBC got better field position than they started the last one. And see if they decide to try to get Courtney Rivers or Vic Williams going as they both come on the field here.
I was going to say, Coach, with that last series and the coverage they saw from DeSmet, maybe you come back on this drive, you start pounding the tailbacks at them.
Well, you know, Titan Davis is a man on the other side of the ball, and I mean they did a nice job in pass pro on him, but maybe they're a little nervous about running directly at him.
Left side, Vic Williams cuts it upfield inside the 40. He's finally ripped down from behind and thrown out of bounds by Emmanuel Scott. Not before he picks up a first down, a gain of 16 for Vic Williams.
So you see them coming right there. 13 right there is Emmanuel Scott gets a hold of him, almost a horse collar. They didn't call it, but he had him inside the back. Just didn't take him to the ground.
First and 10 at the 32, and here's Rivers up the middle. Rivers bulls over the linebacker inside the 25 to the 24. Amari Williams makes the tackle.
Little off-tackle power right there, pulling the guard up in the hole and getting good yardage right now, big chunk yardage on running plays.
Good to see Courtney Rivers back after he sat last week. Williams left side, inside the 15 before finally being run out of bounds by Scott. Another first down run for the Cadets.
With both those guys in the backfield at the same time, if they're both going good, I do not know how you prepare for them. And then you add the element of Nick McClellan being able to run the ball. It's really going to be hard to slow this rushing attack down.
Vic Williams last week, Coach, had 7 touches total, 136 total yards. McClellan rolls left, shimmies away from one defender, and then gets pushed out of bounds by Williams. Picked up about 6, maybe 7 inside the 10 to the 8. They have to get to the 5-yard line for a first down.
Good fake right there by Nick. Wasn't sure who had the ball, and he kind of slow played it a little bit. The defender was with him, but then he put on the jets and got outside of him, able to get him out of bounds.
That's now 4 straight running plays called by CBC on this drive. McClellan hands it, Rivers. Tree slipped coming out of his break. Tackled there by number 58, Ben Higgins.
He got a yard on that, but I think he had a lot more had he not overstepped on his inside foot. And he's hobbling a little bit. I wonder if he turned that ankle a little bit.
So it'll be 3rd and a long 2.
Darian Jones checks into the game.
Jones, CBC's big play receiver thus far this season, averaging about 20 yards a catch. McClellan rolls right, sprints away from the defender. Now fires, touchdown. Vic Williams leaked out into the side of the end zone for an easy 6.
So a little roll play right there. Vic Williams leaks out into the flat. Both the DeSmet defenders ran right by him and went after Nick. Nick steps out of the tackle and throws a strike to Vic Williams for the touchdown for CBC, who strikes first blood.
That's just a 7-yard touch, Coach. That's going to hurt his average.
We'll take it. We'll take that hurt average right there if you're getting in the end zone.
Corday Gage on to attempt the extra point for CBC. 5:06 to play in the first. Snapback ball down. Kick is up, and it is good. CBC leads 7-0. First quarter action after the touchdown by Nick McClellan to Vic Williams. And, Coach, that was the first throw of the drive. They came out and decided, okay, you guys defended us real well in the passing game. We're going to now run it at you, and let's see if you can stop that. They couldn't.
No, they couldn't. They did not have an answer for it. And, you know, that's what running the ball can do. I mean, a little play action look froze them just enough, and look what happened.
So 5:06 to play here in the first. Max Dawes will do the kicking will do the kicking for CBC. Back deep for DeSmet. Standing at their goal line, number 88, that's Rocky Sharp, the freshman, and Royce Searcy, the junior. Dawes is wearing those soccer cleats, and they're kind of light colored. It almost makes it look like he's kicking barefoot.
It does. Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, he's like, oh, I think he's kicking barefoot. I'm like, no.
So Dawes is set to kick, and as he does, we're joined by CBC President
Mr. Phil Riley.
Mr. Phil Riley, hold on. We got the note from the producer to hold on a second. Don't introduce him yet. All right, now we can introduce him. Phil Riley, CBC president, joining us here in the booth. How about this atmosphere here tonight?
Man, this is amazing. The boys look good tonight, and we're off to a good start.
Kick is caught at the 10-yard line far side. It's Rocky Sharp up the sideline, crossed the 25, trying to get to the 30, breaks a couple of tackles before being thrown down at the 34. And Phil, tell us a little bit about what's going on at CBC. What kind of events are coming up? I know there's always something.
Well, I'll tell you what, like tonight you would think is homecoming, but it's DeSmet week. But we got homecoming next week. We're putting artificial turf up at Cadet Park. So that's going to be
the baseball field.
The baseball field is going to be finished here in 2 weeks. We got the class of 75 that's back. We're going to have a bunch of reunions, a big reunion next weekend. So we're jam-packed for the next 2 weeks.
Rodriguez out of the gun. He'll have 2 wide receivers split both sides. 2-step drop, sets up. He's going to go deep. He's looking for a receiver deep who's double covered. Incomplete, intended for Wyatt Stoltz. DeSmet's big game receiver.
So Beasley and who was that? I can't see the other number. That was Corday Gage in coverage there. Came over the top and knocked it away.
So do the students have to clear with you theme nights? Because tonight it's beach night, right? Do they have to come to you and say, okay, here's what we're planning, and then do you have to okay it?
Well, actually, they got to get it by Mr. Seymour. Now, if it was me, it'd be pretty easy. But, no, they do a good job. And our SLC is the one that does that.
Yeah.
So they plan all that stuff.
Okay.
And great guys.
So tell us a little bit about some of the activities coming on this week with Hall of Fame weekend and homecoming.
Yeah, Thursday night we're going to induct our new Hall of Fame class. So we're bringing 7 guys in, and it's going to be a great evening. Thursday night at 7 o'clock in Ross Hall. And then on Friday night we're having our big homecoming event over there, same place, Ross Hall, and that's going to be in the evening before and during and after the football game. So we'd love to have our alumni come back, get online, look at the other activities that are going on, and we'd love to have you back.
Can people still register for that Hall of Fame banquet?
Yes, they can. We still have seats available, so get online and reserve your seat and come see these guys get in.
CBC President Phil Riley joining us here in the booth, and there's a run over the left tackle. Not much there. Good defensive play by the Cadets. So you've this CBC DeSmet rivalry, Coach and I have talked about this on the air every year. One of the best rivalries in all of St. Louis in terms of football rivalry.
I think it is. And, both teams always come in well prepared. A lot of guys go into college. A lot of good talent.
Rodriguez, deep drop, now fires far side, overshoots his man, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down, and let's see if DeSmet will punt it.
So, Phil, a year ago we visited with you here at a game, and you had just kind of come on board. You'd only been on board for a couple months. Now you're about, 15 months in on the job?
Yes.
How are things going for you, and what sort of message do you want to get out there, not only to our alum, but the general public?
Well, I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more pleased to be here. I have been welcomed so warmly. I love the guys. I love working with guys like you, our teachers and staff. And I just want everybody to know, come check us out. We have so many things going on, esports, music, band, academics, STEM, leadership. This is an amazing place, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
End over end punt. Jaden Reed comes up. Fair catch at the 31. Phil, a couple of years ago, Randy Gardner let me walk through the esports facility, and I was in awe. Well, and I'm not really a gamer, but I wanted to sit down and game right there.
Well, I will tell you what, we have the largest esports facility in the country for a high school.
Wow.
Our coach, Damian DeMoges, is an amazing guy. We recruited him away from a college. Our guys, we've got 175, 180 guys in the program. It's amazing. And, they have to come back at school some nights late in the evening to play.
Yeah.
It's amazing the things they do.
And talk a little bit about that, because CBC is ahead of the game in terms of esports in particular, because scholarships are starting to get happen in college for esports, and CBC was ahead of the game here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
DeSmet sacks the quarterback McClellan, and it'll be a loss. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, we've got guys now. Well, first of all, it's not just playing video games.
Right.
They're learning teamwork. They're meeting other guys.
Yeah.
But then the big thing is, their colleges and universities are welcoming them. And then there's also a professional circuit. So our guys can get on as they go through college and beyond, and they can be involved in that. They love it, and they're good at it. And You need to come downstairs again and see the trophies we've won. It's amazing.
Yeah. I want to see that. McClellan, here comes the blitz. He avoids it, steps up. Now he's going to roll left. He's got a little bit of time that he bought. Now he's going down the field. He's got Jake Plummer first, inside the 30. Tackle down there by number 21 for DeSmet, Colby Dotson. But McClellan made something out of nothing there.
Well, and it might be coming back. There's a penalty back here. Typically, they got a hold. I didn't see it. I mean, there was a little bit of traffic. I didn't see the actual hold, but not stunned with the way Nick was kind of scrambling back there.
Phil, why does Coach have to talk about the flag? The flag comes down. Now they got to bring the play back. I mean,
if he would have just ignored it, maybe it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Just go on like it didn't happen.
The flag would not have been thrown. That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I listened to you guys last week. You do amazing work. But, man, was that a flag fest last week over at Chaminade?
Yeah. We were talking about it. There was 20 flags thrown in the first half alone.
I tell you, I got in a little late, so I was able to fast forward through a little bit of it. But, yeah, that was crazy.
I kind of wish we were able to fast forward through a little bit of that. All those flags. When that happens, it's just – I know they have to throw the flags. If there's a penalty, there's a penalty. But, man, the flow of the game just gets interrupted when you throw that many flags. McClellan near side, caught by Gage. He turns the corner. He may get a first down.
Just short.
Pushed out by number 6, Amari Williams. How about the turn to the sideline, Coach, on that catch?
Well, he curled right up underneath the cover 3 and the coverage and caught the ball and just gave a little bit inside fake, came back up to the side and got down the sideline. Great play by Corday Gage.
Good hands.
Oh, yeah, handoff off and Williams has the first down, pick up a 4.
He got tangled up as he came through there. As you saw him get spun around, his shoulders kind of got a little crooked there, but first down keeps CBC on schedule.
CBC President Phil Riley is with us here in the broadcast booth.
What sort of long-range stuff do we got going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a teaser. We are going to launch probably in January a very major initiative, and we're starting work on it next week. Go ahead. I don't want to.
You're good. Keep going.
So we're looking at doing some really special things on campus and to provide for the young men. So we begin that work next week, and hopefully by January we'll be able to give you all the details on it. But it's going to be major.
CBC President Phil Riley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate being
on
here.
It was great to have you.
This is awesome. I tell you, it's a dream come true to be on the CBC broadcast with you guys. Because what I really wanted to say was I wanted to come out and say you are looking live at Ross Stadium and Spinelli Field.
I want to say that every time, but I feel like Brent Musburger's lawyers are going to send us a
well, hopefully Brent won't get me. No, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of the night. Thank you, boys.
Thanks a lot, Phil. Have a great night.
That was CBC President Phil Riley joining us here in this first quarter, and boy, he's full of energy, isn't he? It's so fun to have him in the booth.
You know, so often we come in. I drive a bus a couple days a week, and I'll be walking in from the parking lot, and he'll be standing there right by the entrance saying hi to all the boys as they come into the school. He might do it every day. I don't come in that entrance every day, but it seems like every time I come through there, he's standing there, says hi to me as I come through, and is just there to greet the boys, and always a positive face to see as you're heading into the school building.
And now he left us with a teaser. Like,
yeah, I know.
What's
I
the
know.
teaser? You might already know. No, you don't?
I got an idea what's going on, but I don't know specifically what that is. I mean, the turf baseball field was a little bit of a shock in the way that all worked out.
Up the middle, Vic Williams bounces it outside. He's down the sideline. He may go inside the 30. He's going to score. Touchdown, CBC. 56 yards for Vic Williams.
Wow. I mean, just wow. Burst down the sideline. One DeSmet defender had a shot at him. I think that was Amari Williams. I'm not 100% positive. I think it was number 6, Amari Williams. And couldn't get him out of bounds. And, wow, the CBC faithful going crazy in their Hawaiian shirts after their luau up at Cadet Park.
Corday Gage will attempt the extra point. Coach, what strikes me about Vic Williams, and we kind of glossed over it a little bit last week. If you look at him, he's not going to knock you over with height. The extra point is good. He's about 5'8". He's listed at 5'8". But the balance and the strength to go along with that speed is next level.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is, and you don't wish bad on anybody, as a freshman, we had 3 tailbacks, him, Rivers, and another young man, and they split a lot of time. And when at one point in the time in the season, Vic got dinged up, got hurt, ended up hurting his knee, and And we missed his burst tremendously on the freshman team. And, you know, as he rehabbed his injury and stuff, he had to play on the JV as a sophomore. And then last year as a junior, he was kind of an unknown as he burst onto the scene. And I don't think I even had a sense at that time how fast he is and how much balance he has. I mean, number 6 right there, Williams, gets a good shot at him.
Yeah.
I mean, most guys stumble, catch their feet, or go down, and he just keeps putting them over and gets in the end zone. I can't be more impressed with what he's done over the last 2 years.
And what we've talked about so far this season is when he gets into the open field and he hits that gear, no one's going to catch him.
No.
He's lightning fast.
I don't officially know what his 100 time is. I know it's under 11. I want to say it's like 10.6, 10.7. He's a track guy. Not a real long, lean track guy. But, you know, when you're that short, you're putting it up and down like that, you're getting after it.
Dawes will kick off for CBC, and he boots it left side of the field. At the 2-yard line, it's Royce Searcy. He'll return it across the 15. Across the 20, up the right side, close to the 25. And in on the stop, Corday Gage. And, of course, number 39, the special teams guru, Josiah Winbush.
And Richard Mosley right there to help set him up as well. So, you had 3 guys that got in on that tackle right there to shut them down at the 25-yard line. Not a terrible return considering where it was kicked, but
yeah, about a 24-yard return.
And we're just about ready to get that sun down over the trees. It's been kicking right into the press box here.
Really
it's been
has.
a little toasty.
First down and 10 to DeSmet, down 14-0. They're going left to right. Rodriguez now. Scott splits out. They swing it to Scott. He tries to cut it upfield. He stumbles, and down he goes. Loss of a yard. CBC smelled that out pretty quick. It looked like that was Gabe Wilson over there on the far side.
Yeah, Gabe came off the edge right there. CBC's corner bottled that up a little bit and made that happen. Now you're going to see that they're going to do that. They're going to pump that to the outside, and they're going to try to go up over the top. So it's important for these guys to stay disciplined.
Quick throw, that's James, and he's got some room. Stiff arm, he'll have a first down close to the 40-yard line before finally being gang tackled, but Ridge James with the catch, and he rumbles up to about the, let's see where they spot it, looks like the 37 or 38-yard line.
DeSmet with their second first down of the game, I believe.
They had a first down on their drive. That is tipped and almost intercepted by Cortland Collins.
Cortland went up, knocked that thing up, and knocked it down. Great play by him.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 38. Rodriguez has Scott in the backfield with him. 2 wide receivers, left side of the screen, or top of your screen, I should say. Rodriguez going deep. He's got a man, but he overshot him.
He got tangled up a little bit with the safety there. Carson Kaburek coming out of things and got a little tangled up before he was able to get by him.
I want to say it looked like Rodriguez maybe threw that a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
There was some pressure coming, so I can understand why. But, you know, you're taking a shot there. And, you know, you tell your quarterback in those situations, make sure our guy's the only guy who can get it.
3rd down and 10. Rodriguez fires left side. Caught James. He's hit immediately. He'll be short of the first down. James with a good catch, but a big hit in the secondary by the Cadets.
Who was that Cortland?
Kaburek, I think, with the hit.
Well, that was a pretty good shot on a guy like Ridge James. I mean, that's a big boy.
Yeah,
it's hard to get to the ground.
235, Ridge James. His dad's nickname at Mizzou was Rhino.
Rhino James.
Used to block for Brock Olivo, who just got into the Mizzou Football Hall of Fame last weekend. So lining up to punt, it is Mark Gartner. He's standing back at his 32. Here's the punt. Angles it towards the left side as he's done all night. That's going to roll out of bounds. Gets a good DeSmet roll inside the CBC 20.
So CBC's going to have to run a play here, and depending on what kind of play, maybe 2, as we get ready to close out the first quarter. And a lot less scoring than last week in the first quarter, but a much quicker quarter to go along with it. It seemed like last week the first quarter was never going to end. I looked over at one point, I'm like, holy cow.
Quite a few fewer flags.
Well, and you just don't have a sense, folks, how much that slows a game down. Maybe you do. If you're a football fan, you probably do, but it's like a lot of flags just kind of like, really disrupts the flow of a game.
CBC will open this drive with trips to the left. McClellan and Vic Williams in the backfield. One receiver split wide right, that's Jaden Reed. Pistol formation for the Cadets. And they'll hand it to Vic Williams. He bursts up the middle, he's got space across the 30, makes a move, and he's finally chased down across midfield.
I don't think they're going to try to get another one off, but I mean, he just, ripped off a 30-plus yard run right there, 34-yard run. And that'll take us to the quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. CBC leads 14-0, and Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all of your insurance needs. Tim is more than the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Give Tim a call, 314-842-4442. Send him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. Athletic Republic specializes in sports performance training, offering science-based programs to improve speed, agility, power, strength, flexibility, and conditioning for athletes of all skill levels. Injury prevention is also a key aspect of their training program. Athletic Republic has proudly been training student athletes for the last 20-plus years here in St. Louis. Call or email CBC alum Charlie McDaniel at 314-432-6103 or Charlie M at athleticrepublicstl.com with any questions if you'd like to get your student athlete to try out a small group session. So we head to the second quarter. The Cadets will now go left to right on your screen.
I have a statistician helper at home here. My wife Dana looked up. Vic Williams is a 10-7 in the 100 and 4.3 in the 40.
Oh,
so
my.
He can scoot.
4.340. McClellan fires deep down the sideline. He's got a man open. It's caught. Jaden Reed. Touchdown. Cadets. 47 yards.
Wow, and I know Jaden's been looking to get one deep. Got him in class. He's been working hard, been a little frustrated because teams have been trying to take him away, and with Darian Jones and some other guys doing a good job, he's able to get behind the secondary there, and Nick just muscles it out there for a nice touchdown. 48 yards for the Cadets.
And you'll see he threw he pumped to the sideline. There was a receiver over on the far side that did not cross the line of scrimmage, just turned and acted like he was going to collect a catch from McClellan. He pumped there. That may have frozen the corner, which allowed Reed to beat his man deep down the sideline. What a great play. Let's take a look. Here's McClellan. Watch the fake.
Yeah, he jumps up.
But then it's pure speed right there, Jaden Reed.
I mean, ultimately, the corner was sitting. It looked like they might have been in cover two, and he got over the top of the safety there. Didn't have terrible leverage to start with, but just let Jaden keep running by him.
21-0 Cadets, 11:50 to go, second quarter.
I don't advocate penalties. I don't. But strategically, in high school football, that's a play right there. If you're a defensive back and you're getting beat deep like that and you've got a chance, you have got to interfere with that guy. You've got to knock him down. You got to push him off his route. Who cares if the flag comes out? You'll take the 15 and live to fight another day. We used to talk to our guys all the time about that. It's like, look, we don't want you to give it up, but we would rather take a 15-yard pass interference penalty right there, because it's not like a spot foul like it is in pros or college.
So Max Dawes will do the kicking for CBC. Back deep, number 88, Rocky Sharp, and number 1, Royce Searcy for DeSmet. And the Spartans find themselves in a 21-0 hole. Kick to Sharp, he'll catch it at the 6, fumbles it, picks it up. Across the 15, up the right hash. Not much there. Good coverage by the Cadet special teams.
Good coverage by CBC. They're going to get the ball right about the 20-yard line. Looks like the 22 is where they're going to mark it. And, you know, at the risk of jinxing it, since that kickoff return by Cardinal Ritter, the kickoff coverage by CBC has been tremendous since then. So they fixed something on that from giving up that big, long kickoff return against Ritter a couple weeks ago.
Gabe Rodriguez hands it to Sharp. Sharp up the middle, picking his way up to about the 28, 29-yard line. And we haven't seen a lot of that from DeSmet. Sharp has rushed for over 100 yards in 3 straight games, and they haven't really given him the ball. Now they've thrown him the quick outlets off to the sides coming out of the backfield, those running back screens, but he has not really run the ball that much. There's James. He should have a first down. He's gang tackled close to the 35.
Hey, all the props in the world right there to Rich James, who caught that ball. But how about Roman Jackson coming up on that tackle? I mean, he's given up probably 60, 70 pounds to James.
With tempo now, up the middle, Scott bounces it outside. Finally wrapped up by Roman Jackson, who pinched in from his corner spot.
So they've got something going here a little bit, getting some plays here, 6, 7 yards a pop here on a couple of plays as they move forward. And I said James, it's James, Janes.
Rodriguez now dumps it off. Scott, he'll have the first down. Get close to midfield. Jackson pushes him out. So first down for DeSmet, and yeah, they've got a little drive going here, the Spartans do, and they're working tempo a little bit, getting to the line of scrimmage.
Trying to get it out quick, trying to run plays quickly. Rodriguez is doing a nice job getting it out, not holding it too long, not waiting too long for the plays to develop.
Tight along the line of scrimmage. Scott up the middle with another nice gain. He may have never hit the turf. He bounced off a CBC defender, and I don't think his knees ever touched. They never blew the whistle, and it's marked at the Cadet 26.
I thought we were going to get a replay there. I was going to look at it, but that's 2 times in 2 home games where we've had a guy that looked like he was down and we didn't get him down. So using that big offensive line to open up some holes there on CBC.
Malik Waters checks into the backfield now, 5'9", 210. He's hit immediately. And Cortland Collins in the backfield, another tackle for loss for number 48 for the Cadets.
Landon Brown's in the game now at defensive tackle. Rayshawn Smith and Quentin Porter.
Rodriguez
lost my train of thought.
Sets up, dumps it off, caught there. Ooh, bounced off a tackle and fell forward for a couple of more. That is Wyatt Stoltz.
Rodriguez complete to number 15.
Third down here for DeSmet. And CBC on the previous play, not this past play, but the one before, moving around a little bit on defense, trying not to give them some easy landmarks on where they're going.
Third down and 4 after the pickup of 8. Rodriguez, shotgun snap, hands it. Waters, left side, tripped up. That's number 69 in the backfield for CBC, Joe Kopp.
Joe slashed in from his nose guard spot and was able to tackle him around the ankles.
And a big cheer from the Joe Kopp faithful right down in front of us.
DeSmet will go for it here. Typically, they've got a pretty good kicker, and wouldn't have been surprised if they tried a field goal from there.
First, they're going to try to draw CBC offside, 4th and 4. Play clock at 17. Rodriguez going to keep it himself. Left side, he's hit.
He might have got, ooh, he's close.
Collins with the tackle, and he's going to be close.
Offense looks like they're walking on the field. Yeah, CBC ball. They're turning over on downs.
He is about a half yard short, and it's Cadet football. Turnover on downs for the CBC defense.
Rodriguez took a good shot there, and DeSmet offensive lineman Ben Scorfina talking to the officials after the play, so probably trying to keep abreast of something that he didn't care for.
So CBC will take over at their own 18-yard line. Ball spotted on the right hash, 1st and 10. Vic Williams and Nick McClellan in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split far. left. Well, one in the slot. That's Darian Jones. Tight end, tight as Plummer first on the right tackle. Gage comes in motion. Handoff, Vic Williams over the right side. He busts free. Stiff arm. He's down the sideline. They won't catch him.
There's a flag.
Penalty flag comes down. Williams races for 6, but this play will come back.
Sorry to be the party pooper, but I guess they're going to get CBC on a hold. We'll see on the replay right there. Came down as Vic was going through the line.
Nick McClellan is standing back there. He has not moved since he handed the ball off.
Let's see, we got a replay right here. Oh, we get the very end of it.
Just looking at the official, Nick McClellan, just looking at the official like, okay.
Well,
at the concession stand.
we'll see how this all plays out. It'll be 10 yards from, well, it'll be half the distance since we're inside the 20-yard line. It's a 10-yard penalty, so
it should be about 1st and 19.
yeah.
They'll mark the ball all the way back to the 9-yard line. But once again, you saw it. We've talked about it ad nauseum here on the broadcast. Vic Williams' speed just breaks through the hole untouched, and once he clears the second level, there's just no catching him. Timeout called, maybe a water break timeout here with 8 minutes to go here in the first.
They pointed to DeSmet like they were taking DeSmet was taking timeout. That's one of the things I haven't noticed this year. And I don't know if Michigan changed their rules through September or middle of September. We're supposed to be getting those mandatory water breaks, and I think those can be re-implemented based on the weather by the officials. But we've not been seeing those at the midway points of each quarter.
There's 8 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the second quarter. CBC leads 21-0. Nick McClellan has thrown 2 long touchdown passes, 56 yards to Jake Plummer first, 47 yards to Jaden Reed, and then a 7-yard pass to Vic Williams. So McClellan with 3 touchdown throws here in this first half.
The one to Plummer first got called back, if you remember. It was the long run by Vic Williams.
That's right. It was the Vic Williams run. You're correct.
But CBC has been explosive. They've had 2 touchdowns called back on penalties.
Yep. 2 long touchdowns.
Yes.
So McClellan with his 2 touchdown passes, that gives him 14 total touchdowns this year. So first down and 19. McClellan hands it off. This is Courtney Rivers over the right side. He gets to the 15-yard line, tackled by number 21. That is Colby Dotson, the sophomore corner.
Dotson gets him, but we still get, about 7 on that?
Ball was at the 9, about 7. They spotted at the 16.
Courtney looked like he was sliding, like his cleats aren't grabbing. I don't know. He's got his cleats taped up. I don't know if he's missing something's catching or what, but
he's
a couple of
slipped on a
times where
run.
he slipped a couple times.
McClellan fakes, play action, steps up. He was going to go deep, now decides not to. He rolls left. Here comes pursuit. He'll scoot around the pursuit, and they mark him out of bounds.
Boy, because the way he was coming back into the inside, I didn't hear the whistle, and I'm like, oh, that's trouble, because if he can work across the field, he might have been gone.
He curled right around Titan Davis, who was chasing him down, but he stepped out of bounds over there, so it'll be 3rd and about 7. Oof. At the 22. Offset pistol, fake. Oh, here comes the pressure. He gets out of it, rolls right, looking downfield, fires. He's got Reed, catches it, spins. Reed may go inside the 20 and another penalty flag.
Sorry, I'm interrupting your call. It's killing me. There's another flag over here.
3 long touchdowns have been called back for penalty. But this one's going to get called on DeSmet.
Oh! What did he call? I wasn't looking.
I think it was roughing the passer. Let's see. Personal foul, roughing the passer.
There we go.
So the touchdown is good.
There we go. Finally got one of those long ones, and I interrupted your call. I'm sorry.
78 yards on that one, Coach.
Wow.
And that's just Nick McClellan making a play. He was dead to rights on the blitz.
He did. He snuck out of it. He's slippery, snuck out of it. And, boy, and after Jaden got the ball, curled back to the outside, the defender couldn't get a hold of him. I think it was Trey Collard, and got himself into the end zone. That's 2 long catches, touchdowns here for Jay Reed in this game.
Jay Reed now set 47-yard touchdown and a 78-yard touchdown.
That'll help his average, 2 for 128 or 136 or whatever it is.
Extra point is good. 28-0. CBC leads. 7:04 to go, second quarter, and the Cadets are humming here at home.
When we called the penalty, and if you know on the camera, they focused in on Jay Reed, and Jay Reed just looking there like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, let's see if we get. No, there's Jaden Reed. He was frustrated. But then what you don't see after that, he was frustrated that the flag was down, and then they realize it's on DeSmet, and he throws his hands up in the air. So 7:04 to go here in the second, and a big lead here for CBC.
Oh, and that penalty gets marked off. Since it was a scoring play, it's going to get marked off on the kickoff.
Coach, I was going to ask you about that. Now, the kickoffs in high school haven't changed, but how do you feel the kickoffs in the NFL? Do you think that'll ever bleed down to the high school level? Because I'll give you my opinion real quick. I love the new kickoff rules because it forces an actual play. The touchback was just a worthless play.
But in the NFL and in college, you've got the cream of the crop kicker-wise that can get the ball into the end zone.
Yeah.
At the high school level, you just don't have that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of strategy that goes on, and you've seen CBC utilize that over the years in terms of pooch kicks and how you attack it and your ability to get back in a game. I mean, having to declare that you're going to onside kick and only being able to do it when you're down and this, that, or the other. There's a certain element of the fun of the game. I understand why they do it in the pros.
Yeah.
But at the high school level, I just don't think that'll ever completely come this way. Could I see modified? Yes, but not that.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. He kicks it through the end zone, so it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 20 for DeSmet.
I mean, go back into the NFL. I mean, that particular rule just changes the whole aspect of the Super Bowl game between the New Orleans Saints and the Colts. The Saints come out at the start of the second half. They onside kick. They get the ball. They go down and score and kind of put themselves into position because that was a surprise. That was a game. There was a something that happened there that the Colts couldn't have prepared for in that moment. And you lose some of that. And I think that's something that's still special about high school sports in terms of how momentum is worked.
I do miss the surprise onside kick. You can't surprise onside kick anymore in the NFL. Rodriguez steps up, fakes, now fires down the middle of the field, incomplete. Intended for his big play receiver, number 15, Wyatt Stoltz, who's averaged 18.7 yards per catch this year, 2nd and 10. But I do love, first of all, it's odd that the NFL actually adopted an XFL rule because that kickoff comes from the XFL. And I just love the fact everyone talks about, this play's boring, that play's boring, like the tush push is boring. Rodriguez rolls right. He's looking downfield. He fires down the field. Incomplete, and there's a penalty flag. Number 11, Richard Mosley's going to get flagged, but that's a tough penalty. The receiver's trying to come back to the ball. I don't know that that's a flag.
Well, here's the thing. He ran into him. As he goes to make the catch, all Richard's got to do is slow his momentum down and keep some distance from him and just try to interfere with that catch.
Yeah.
But, look, just like I said on the deep ball to Jay Reed, I'll take that versus that ball going over the top of him and going for a touchdown that, gives DeSmet some momentum. They still have to do things now after a 15-yard penalty. They're not just getting something handed to them.
Right, 1st and 10 at the 35. Rodriguez. 3 tight ends tight left of the formation. They all go into the pass pattern. Rodriguez rolls right. He's pointing at his receiver deep. Fires over the middle. Caught by Scott. Tackled by Collins. Pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Boy, there was the whole. You heard the fans in front of us going crazy. There was a hold on. I want to say it was on George Sanders. Offensive lineman had his hands outside the frame. Jersey grabbed behind, and they did not call it.
quick throw, first down. James at midfield. I'll finish my thought on the kickoffs real quick. The thing I love about the new kickoff rule is the kickoff is now a play again.
Yes.
Whereas before it was just kick it in the end zone, kick it in the end zone, kick it in the end zone. And if you're going to complain about something like the tush push being an unathletic play, then stop with the touchbacks. And they did. They stopped. So now there's a legitimate play on kickoffs, and I love it. There's a shot up the field, caught inside the 40. Down, he breaks the tackle, down the sideline, inside the 20, inside the 15. That was a great catch and run by Jalen Johnson.
He catches that. And Mosley can't get him to the ground. Corday Gage tracks him down, knocks him out of bounds. CBC's defense looking to tighten some things up here with about 6 minutes left to go in a half.
Johnson's 5th catch of the season. First down and 10 at the CBC 13, and whistle.
The CBC wants a timeout. CBC wants to get themselves right. Not comfortable with the way things are going right there, and I think that the good use of your timeouts right there. And you're going to have a hard time keeping a really good team like DeSmet down. I realize they're 1-2, but their 2 losses are against 2 really good teams, and I know some people might scoff at that with SLU. Well, remember, SLU's 3-0, and then they've got a lot of good players that have been coming up over the last couple of years that they feel like this is their year.
They're getting and there's a handful of players getting quite a bit of interest at the next level at St. Louis U High. Very similar to CBC and DeSmet. So 5:56 to go, first half. DeSmet driving. They're at the CBC 13-yard line. They have a 1st and 10. They got inside the red zone on their last drive, and then CBC turned them over on downs. DeSmet, in order to stay in this game, they have got to get in the end zone here, down 28-0.
See what ultimately comes of this, and hopefully they can make CBC's defense can make something happen here.
Rodriguez fires, caught inside the 5. That'll be 1st and goal for the Spartans. And again, Ridge James. That's got to be his 5th or 6th catch already in this first half.
He has been the go-to guy for DeSmet in this half.
Gabe Wilson with the tackle, 1st and goal, inside the 2, inside the 3 at about the 2-yard line. Rodriguez takes the snap, looks left. He throws it up in the corner, incomplete, out of bounds.
Looked like they jockeying over in that corner a little bit on that fade ball.
The one thing about DeSmet in the red zone, they have plenty. You mentioned the tight ends earlier. They've got plenty of size to throw that fade.
Yeah,
and
Michael Chapo on that one.
Yeah, go let their guys go up and get it.
Once he goes up for that, you see him catch the ball, just get into him and push him out of bounds.
Chapo 6'4", James 6'5". Scott is hit, dives. Is he in?
They're calling him short based on the way the officials.
Touchdown.
Oh, the near side called him in.
2-yard run by number 10, Cam Sharp. And for Sharp, that is his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. So DeSmet is on the board.
And you had to believe you weren't going to keep them off the board for the whole game. Not with the talent that they bring to the table.
Gartner will attempt the extra point now for the Spartans. 5:20 to go, first half. And a penalty flag. Couple.
What do we got here? Illegal substitution or illegal not too many men on the field for CBC.
12 men on the field for the Cadets. So they'll now kick it. 28-6, extra point pending. Now, is that a half the distance to the goal penalty? Yep, they marked it up.
A lot of times you see guys decline those.
Can they defer that to the kickoff?
No. I wish that I wish they would bring that to the table because, you know, the moving of the ball kind of screws the kickers up sometimes just because it's so weird for them. And
snapback ball is down. Kick is up. Gartner knocks it through. 28-7, CBC leads. 5:20 to go first half.
There's not a huge advantage to the kicking team on a penalty like that. I mean, the defense has the advantage there to be able to do that, especially if you're going to stay with the kick. I would like to see them try to allow that to be assessed on the kickoff. Give them the option of taking it, because maybe you need a 2-point conversion to tie a game or something like that, and that penalty matters to it. But if you're up, or just the extra point ties it, the opportunity would be there to take that on the kickoff to where you have a more manageable coverage there.
So DeSmet will kick off. Back deep for CBC. It'll be number 46, Caden Shea. And number 2, Darian Jones. They'll be deep.
We've seen some good stuff from Caden Shea the last couple of weeks. Had a couple of touchdowns last week. So we'll see what he has here, whether he gets the ball or Darian does.
Gartner will do the kicking. The senior, right-footed kicker. Gets into it, line drive kick, bounces. Jones picks it up. Comes near side across the 15, and he's ripped down at the 17. Good coverage, finishing him off, number 41 for DeSmet. That's Jace Mazer.
That was scary right there, largely because Darian was carrying that ball on his inside arm, and they got a good rip at it. You always worry about turnovers on plays like that, and turnovers on kickoffs have a way of creating some major problems.
So the ball is spotted at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Homecoming next week for CBC. They get Lipscomb, Tennessee comes to town. Shotgun snap. McClellan fires. Jones catches it at the 10, cross the 15, cross the 20, 25-30. He pokes his way across the 35. Finally tackled from behind, close to the 40. Big gain for Darian Jones. That's classic. Get it in your playmaker's hand and let him go make a play.
Yep, he caught that ball and got up the sideline. Not a whole lot on that throw. Just got it and went up there and got a lot of yards back for CBC. Got them in good situation.
29.4 yards per catch coming in for Darian Jones. McClellan keeps it himself. Wide open up the middle. Inside the 40. 35-30. Finally brought down by Zamfir Daly inside the 30, and 2 big plays, and the Cadets are in striking distance.
That didn't take them long to get it going as Nick faked the handoff, pulled it on the read right there, and just took off straight up field on that play, and not a whole lot going for DeSmet.
To the line quickly with tempo down the seam, looking for number 15, Weston Gannon, and it was tipped.
And that was right to him if it doesn't get tipped. I mean, that was going right to him. A little bit more error on that, and Weston Gannon's walking in the end zone.
4:31 to go, second quarter, 2nd and 10 at the DeSmet 29.
CBC bringing in 2 tight ends, both Max Purcell and Jake Plummer first.
Second and 10 at the 29. Pistol formation for the Cadets. McClellan, play action, fires far side. Reed makes the catch, and he'll be tackled. Good play by number 3, Zamfir Daly. Reed tried to dodge away, but Daly was not fooled, kept his feet churning, and made a nice tackle. Held him up, though, before others came to help make the nice tackle.
It'll be 3rd down for CBC and short. You got to believe you're in 2-down territory. Didn't quite go in the neutral zone. Everybody was thinking that maybe they did. They moved, but they didn't go in.
3rd and 2. This is Williams. He bounces it outside. Inside the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. He makes it look easy. 21 yards, but another penalty flag on the field.
Vic comes up, makes a little jump cut to the outside, and goes to the end zone, but they're going to get somebody on a hold here.
That's now 3 long touchdowns called back. Let's see if we can see where the hold is.
Wow, there wasn't a hold on that. Their own guy knocked over their own defender. The CBC offensive lineman disengaged. Unless they're looking at something different, because Jake Plummer first came over and Coach Pingle was getting after him a little bit. But on the initial, where I thought he threw the flag, I thought it was on the interior of the offensive line.
That'll make it 3rd and 12 at the 31. The Cadets have bounced back from these penalties very, very well, but man, it's got to be frustrating, Coach, when you're on the field and you got a big play. 3 of them in this game, and all called back for penalties.
And we thought we had a 4th one, but that was on DeSmet.
McClellan looks deep, receivers covered. Now coming back wide open, Darian Jones. McClellan couldn't see him, and he escapes. Finally tripped up in the backfield by Merriweather, it looked like.
Now, I don't know exactly. I'm not at practice, but I would like to see Nick, when he's back there for that long and it's not coming open, start finding a place to move. He's so much better when he's moving towards the play because he draws so much attention. Get out of the traditional pocket, start moving, and you went from a situation where you would have gone for it on 4th down to now you're punting to DeSmet.
Under 3 minutes to play first half. Gage will punt for the 2nd time. 2 receivers deep for DeSmet. It's Sharp and it's Searcy standing inside their 5. Gage, he's going to keep it. He's got room inside the 30, 25-20.
He's not going to get it.
Coming up was Rocky Sharp, all the way from inside his 5-yard line. Sharp sprinting to Gage, tripped him up just before the first down marker.
So I know some people are like, well, why would you do that instead of the other? I mean, here's the deal. I mean, you're trying to pooch kick it inside the 20 as it is. Maybe you shank one, whatever. In this particular case, just going for that right there, I mean, you're putting DeSmet on the 22-yard line, and you almost got a first down, and now you've got them thinking about that play.
1st and 10 at the 22. DeSmet needs a score before halftime. They've got 2 minutes and 31 seconds to do it. Rodriguez out of the gun. Shotgun snap is a good one. Hands it to Sharp. Sharp up the middle. He's hit, not much there, couple of yards to the 24.
And DeSmet's last drive was pretty impressive.
They've had 2 drives now inside CBC's red zone.
But hopefully CBC's taking an opportunity to right some things defensively to kind of figure out how DeSmet's trying to attack him.
Rodriguez fires near side, caught. Number 7 with the catch, Carter Fain. And that'll be close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Short.
From Jay Rodriguez.
3rd down and 1. DeSmet quickly to the line of scrimmage. Rodriguez looking for the play over on the sideline. Now he'll get set. Sharp back in the backfield. Scott out of the game. All the receivers tight along the offensive line. They hand it to Sharp. He's got the first down, close to the 45. That's Cortland Collins in on the stop, as was Roman Jackson. And a timeout called, I believe, by DeSmet.
And if you're DeSmet right there, you want to keep the clock moving in case you don't get a first down. You don't want to give the ball back to CBC if you can help it.
So they've got it on their own 35.
So we'll see what CBC dials up defensively here. As you know, you get in these situations and you're just trying to figure out what package of guys is going to get things done, you know, defensively. I'm sure Coach Dimovitz and his crew will go in at halftime and make a couple of adjustments. DeSmet's just got a big physical offensive line, you know, and CBC's not small up front on defense, but they're not as big as DeSmet is on offense. And so you're relying a lot on athleticism and your ability to get in and control gaps and not get pushed out of the way. But in this particular case, you got to think if DeSmet's going to go down, they're going to have to put the ball in the air, and they haven't shown the ability to go deep with any sort of consistency.
1st and 10, Rodriguez. 3-step drop now, steps up, fires down the middle of the field too high, looking for James.
Had him coming across underneath the safety, and nothing there. CBC generating a little bit of pass rush late, but that ball wobbling out of Rodriguez's hand.
Yeah, that sailed on him. 2nd and 10 at the 31, 1:28 to go, second quarter.
I don't know whether it got tipped at the line of scrimmage, maybe. I mean, the way the ball wobbled, that's what it looked like, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Quick throw, that's James. He's going to have another first down. He dives forward across the 45 to the 46, pickup of 11. And the big 6'5" tight end, sophomore, moves the chains for the Spartans. They quickly get to the line of scrimmage. 1:11 and counting, first half. 1 timeout left for DeSmet. They dump it off to Scott. He's knocked out of bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. That was number 17, Jameer Sims, with the big hit on the far side.
That's a good play right there by Jameer Sims, not only to make the tackle, but to keep him in bounds. It forces DeSmet to have to go fast, maybe not get what they want in as easily, but also, or burn their last time out.
2nd and 9, Rodriguez caught. That's the other tight end, the 6'4" tight end, number 9, Michael Chapo, the junior. It'll be 3rd and short, and it looks like DeSmet will burn their last time out with 37.7 seconds to go until halftime.
So the little dink and dunk, 6 and 7, 8-yard routes to the tight ends is really kind of buoyed a lot of what DeSmet's tried to do here the last several possessions. And, CBC's having trouble. Those guys are able to kind of use their bodies to box out a little bit and be able to make those catches, and Rodriguez is putting it on the numbers.
After the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 1. That's Coach Chris Maris. My name's Randy Molman. You're watching CBC football here on Friday night on the Cadet Student Network and Matrix Midwest. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's telecast from wherever you're watching. It'll be 3rd and 1 out of the timeout for DeSmet. They're trailing 28-7, and they desperately need to get points on the board here before halftime.
Be interested to see what they do here, because an incomplete pass stops the clock. A stop on 3rd down allows the clock to run. Would CBC burn a timeout?
Rodriguez, here comes the pressure, dumps it over the middle. That's a middle screen to Scott. He'll have the first down at the 40, and they're going to have to hurry.
Well, the clock stops until the box is set. The clock should be starting right now.
Rodriguez, low snap, sets up over the middle. Ooh. I don't think the there's going to be a personal foul by Sims as he hit him up close to the helmet. A defenseless receiver. The thing is, Rodriguez threw it at Sims. The ball bounced off Sims, didn't it?
I'd have to see this again.
I think the ball bounced off Sims. It was down at Sims's feet.
It hit Sims below the waist, and the DeSmet player was coming to him, had him in front of him. The Whitehead did not have the best look at that. That's not a very good call. And that changes the complexity of this drive significantly.
I think the way they looked at that, Coach, was probably defenseless receiver, ball wasn't catchable, and Sims lit him up. I think that's how they saw it.
I disagree, but
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying we agree with it. I'm just saying I think that's probably how they saw it. Rodriguez fires, caught. James at the 15. He'll have a first down with 13 seconds. DeSmet needs to get set quickly before the clock starts. It starts now, and they'll spike it with, that clock kept running. That should be at about 10.2 or 3. That clock kept running after the spike.
We'll see how that went based on when the whistle blew. See if they add any time on. They're not coming over here to add any time on, I don't think.
Currently, it shows 9 seconds. I thought he spiked it with.
They're going to go for a field goal right here.
Wow. Okay.
You got 9 seconds and it's second down. I would have taken a shot.
Yeah.
You had time to take a shot.
You do. 15 or 9 seconds from the 15.
Maybe there's a fake in play.
31-yard field goal attempt for Gartner. Penalty flag comes in. 9 seconds.
There's a delay of game.
No, that can't be. Oh, my goodness.
Or they got CBC with too many people on the field again.
They're talking it over right now. (28-7) Cadets, 9 seconds to go, second quarter. DeSmet had lined up for a field goal, penalty flag in. Now he's going to come explain it to Coach Pingle.
I'm guessing they're waving it off. Oh, they didn't start. They're saying they didn't start the play clock. Or they're starting the play clock now, but.
So a 31-yard attempt straight away for the senior field goal kicker, Mark Gartner. Snap back, ball down. Kick is up, and
that's no good.
Is
There's
no
wide
good.
left.
He hooked it left.
There's a flag.
Another flag
Shocking.
on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, CBC.
So now what do you do, Coach? 5.8 to go. Is that enough time to run one play?
Well, it is, but you just chose with 9 seconds left to go. You just chose to kick it, so I would think that you're going to try to kick it again.
But if you're gonna, if they're gonna spot it,
It's going to be half the distance.
So at the 15, that'll get all the way down to the 8. So yeah, I think they are going to take one shot.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be first and goal.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and now at the 8, it's a closer shot at the end zone with 5.8 to go.
Well, you didn't get points on that kick, so it's
right.
not like you're taking points off the board.
And that distance, that's about
the play clock should be starting right now. He just started the play. They just ran it, and we didn't start the play clock on time.
At this distance, Coach, you had talked about it earlier, that 7-yard quick pass to the tight ends, that's kind of what they've been feasting on in this game. And I would imagine, I would look for number 34, Ridge James here. Oh, my gosh, they hand it off. No, he fakes it. Now he swings it back, and it's a hit by Reed. He spun away, and he got in for the touchdown. How on earth?
Well, Reed didn't drive him out of bounds. He hit him, but he didn't tackle him.
Jaden Reed read the play. Watch this play by Reed. And then he doesn't hit him to the ground. Scott spins out of it, races to the pylon, and DeSmet gets a last-second touchdown here in the second quarter. Holy cow.
So we still have the extra point to go, and I can tell you right now there's going to be a lot of frustration in the CBC locker room on that play.
Snap back, ball down. Gartner's kick is up, and it's off the upright. He clanked it, no good. So it's 28-13. And
the other aspect of that is Reed came up to make the play. The rest of the CBC defense just stopped, and they didn't continue to run towards the play. One of the cadets almost knocked him out before he got there, but had they all been going, he wouldn't have gotten in.
Well, it's 28-13 CBC, and it's halftime. Coach Chris Maris alongside. My name's Randy Molman. You're watching CBC football on Matrix Midwest and the Cadet Network. We'll be back with the third quarter shortly.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned Emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On 3. Ready?
Come on, guys, let's get this space prep.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. with on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
I've been here at CBC for 2 years, and what I'm seeing in the classroom on a daily basis continues to amaze and inspire me every single day.
We know that we're preparing students for success in careers that will extend beyond the year 2050. We can't keep teaching them like it's 1950. That just doesn't work.
Education is no longer teacher-driven with things like worksheets and lectures, but instead student-driven, where teachers provide students with hands-on learning experiences.
For example, our students aren't just memorizing the definition of entrepreneurship. They're interacting with entrepreneurs. They're practicing. They're becoming entrepreneurs.
We are providing opportunities and experiences for these boys that go beyond just delivering content. When I became an engineer, it was in spite of my education. These boys are becoming engineers because of their education.
It's exciting to me to see problem solvers in an authentic learning environment. They grow to be self-directed learners and critical thinkers.
The reality is we're trying to prepare CBC students for jobs, careers, opportunities, and experiences that just don't exist yet.
There is no other industry that can remain stagnant for generations and still succeed. Education has to evolve. We have to innovate, and that's our focus here at CBC.
Over 200 students, staff, and community leaders gathered for a special ceremony at CBC High School to honor a group of students that were selected as national winners in the C-SPAN National Video Contest.
We had almost 1,700 entries, so to rise to the top means that you have taken an issue that we can tell means something to you, is important to you, is important to your community, and that you have gone out to find the right subject matter experts, to ask them for interviews, to go into your community and find the people who can talk about that issue, and then succinctly telling a story in 5 to 6 minutes, and they were able to do that wonderfully.
The winning group consisted of Hunter Smith, Drake Clifton, and Ryan Pinkerton, and received their recognition for this national honor in front of their classmates, as well as local dignitaries who presented them with proclamations highlighting their accomplishments. The winning video was selected by C-SPAN on its merits of tackling not only a St. Louis problem, but a national issue.
Millions of young adults in this country who, frankly, like every generation, they're the future of the country. And they're smart, and they're articulate, and most probably importantly, they're passionate. They want to see things change and change for the better. So they taking the initiative and taking those first steps to realize that, yeah, things can be better. Things don't have to be the way they've always been.
This is the first year that CBC and its students participated in the C-SPAN National Contest, which makes the accomplishment even more special.
At CBC, we create men for tomorrow who are committed to justice, guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, and prepared to lead and serve. And that's really easy to say, but doing that is hard, and building those experiences for our students to have the opportunity to develop those skills to be that man for tomorrow. The work they did here is just one step on their journey to become a man for tomorrow, and they have a lot of more learning experiences ahead of them.
Those experiences conclude with a CBC graduate truly becoming a man for tomorrow through their commitment to making the community a better place.
I think when we talk about the concept of men for tomorrow, we're trying to bring these young guys up to give them an opportunity to look at the world around them and how can they make a difference. You know, and it goes back to our LaSallian formation, what we want to do with these young men and giving them this opportunity, but then they're going to go out and do these great things. They're going to go out in the world and truly make things happen, and to be a part of that, to see what they're then going to accomplish, I couldn't be more proud and more excited. National recognition like this, the project that they did, the quality that they produced, and then to see them judged at this level with so many experts looking at this to appreciate their work. This is exactly what CBC is about. And this is what our focus on education, men for tomorrow, this is going to make a difference in the world.
These young men to my left are a powerful example of CBC's not only unique approach to education, but what it means to be a man for tomorrow.
What we saw today was like just the tip of the iceberg with all the work that went into it. That's what makes this so special, that this was, maybe these students were recognized, but it was a community effort like all things we do here at CBC.
Welcome to the CBC Golf Open presented here by GFI Digital at Whitmore Country Club.
The CBC Golf Open here at Whitmore Country Club benefits students at CBC in tuition assistance and scholarship. We're excited to bring our community together. It's parents, it's alumni, it's students, it's grads, and they all come together to play golf, have a lot of fun, and support our school.
Well, it's just one of a million things we do at CBC that pull everybody back in and together. And when I look at the number of guys that are coming out here to play, the number of volunteers that we got, young men that are going to be volunteering today, it's just another example of the greatness of CBC and the fact that so many people want to get together and enjoy each other.
That's my favorite part about everything CBC does is the Brotherhood. Brothers from every age are out here. Guys all the way back into the 60s, down from my class in 03, we've got guys out here, and we've even got current students out here. And the Brotherhood just runs so strong and makes things like this possible.
The Brotherhood is absolutely visible here. Our grads can't wait to be together. They can't wait to get on the course. But this also involves our volunteers. And so there are moms that are volunteering. They can't wait for this day. There are grads that volunteer. And when you bring volunteers, alumni, parents, and students together for a great cause, it's kind of electric.
I think it's terrific. I think now, especially that it's more of an alumni open. I just see so many people. I love the fact that you see a lot of guys together from certain classes. They kind of make this a priority. This is a day they're all going to get together. I know we do. We understand the importance of this day and what it means for some young men that are going to be helped for education. So we'll always do it, and let's continue on.
I just want to say to everybody that participates, volunteers, works this, or just comes out and joins, thank you. CBC really appreciates you coming out and being with us. Your support of our school, our young men, and our mission to help these young men grow into men for tomorrow and brothers for life.
We do a lot of co-curricular in our STEM department, and what we found was there are a lot of organizations, colleges that were reaching down to us, and we were really getting a big benefit from that. And so we wanted to pay it forward. And in doing so, we started within the last couple of years of reaching down to middle schools. One of our 6 tenets is to reach down. So today what you see is basically the fruit of that labor. So we have middle school from Blessed Teresa of Calcutta, And today they are embarking on a challenge of a hackathon. It's kind of happening all day, where they've been giving the challenge to develop a mobile app that addresses the issue of digital literacy in their school. And so what they're doing is working with a mentor. The mentors are CBC students, mostly juniors and seniors. And together they are not only coming up with the solution to address that challenge, but they're also building, editing, and then they have to present in front of judges.
CBC has reached out a couple times to invite us to some STEMathon, hackathon events, and any opportunity that our kids have to learn new things. I offered it out to them and they were very excited. Being in this environment around the high school kids and getting the opportunity to create like they are is just awesome. So they're very excited.
What I hear from their teacher is that they just love this authentic type of real world experience that their kids are getting. And so I think the feedback is a win-win on both, for both.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On three. Ready? Ready.
Come on, guys, let's get this space prep.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. With on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
Welcome to a Brotherhood now. You're about ready to graduate and embark on being a brother for life here at CBC. And whether you realize it or not, it really does mean quite a bit. You'll have something in common and some camaraderie with all of your brothers from this class and other classes. And you share a sense of brotherhood and meaning with people that have this common bond and experience.
My favorite times these days are alumni events. And it's not, obviously I love seeing the guys I went to school with, but I love seeing the guys I teach being adults and hear what they're doing for a living and their successes and their kids and all that kind of stuff. And I love the idea of he was once my student or my player and now he's my brother. That class year is always with you. It's kind of your title now. When you see a guy, hey, were you 88? It's something special.
As a proud CBC LaSallian grad and now a faculty member at CBC, the Brotherhood has been my anchor in a world driven by what I believe is self-preservation and constant competition. The values instilled through our traditions here at CBC and our faith and community have taught me to kind of lead with integrity, empathy, and sort of a purpose, so to speak. At Brotherhood is rooted in service and strength. It shaped how I face adversity and success. And today it means everything to me as I pour some of these values in the next generation, future forward generation, guiding these young men to rise for themselves and each other. And that's what CBC in the LaSallian way, and that's how it lasts for life, brothers for life.
I would love
all the boys to know that the growth with your brothers doesn't stop at graduation. Don't be afraid to continue to rally the troops and hang out as brothers. Come back to high school games and reconnect over things that you love connecting over throughout your 4 years in high school. I think sometimes you think that just because you're out of high school, that means you can't continue to do the same fun things you did while you're in high school. That's totally not true. It's been really special to continue to grow and to still have that same support and community and brotherhood that I've always had.
After I graduated from college, I moved to just outside of Sacramento, 1,000, 2,000 miles away. And there's a Christian Brothers high school out there. I was teaching out of St. Mary's High School, but all the same, whenever we'd play Christian Brothers, I couldn't help but root for their team, just in like how much I felt like it. So like being a graduate of CBC is not just like you're graduated from this one high school, but like you're a part of the whole LaSalle network. So like you can move across the country and still feel like they're your brothers too.
I want to welcome them to the Brotherhood, welcome them to a network and an alumni network that is very deep, and it goes more than just, I graduated this class and this class. No matter what class you graduated in, it's something that you carry with you forever, a point of pride here in the St. Louis community, and a sense of brotherhood that is truly real. No matter where you go, no matter who you are, if you bump into one of your brothers, whether it's in the grocery store, a sporting event, a bar, a social activity, whatever it may be, it's something that you carry with you forever as a point of pride, that the brotherhood is really something truly real and something truly to uphold and honor by your life and the work that you put in for your personal life, your professional life, raising your families, becoming the best men you can be, and men for tomorrow.
I'm one of 4 Fitzpatricks that graduated from the old campus. I'm so excited to be here to see you guys at graduation. I came back as a teacher here when you guys were freshmen, and now I can call you brothers for life. I'm extremely blessed for you guys and your journey that lies ahead of you after CBC. So when you're at a Cardinal game and you see a younger kid wearing a CBC hoodie, you're like, hey, I'm from the class of 2025. How you doing? I was at a soccer game for my son. I said, hey, I'm Paul Fitzpatrick, class of 96. Oh, I'm the class of 64. You didn't have the ROTC. Say, well, ROTC ended with me, but you guys will have your own stories to share with the next generation of CBC cadets.
I think the biggest thing I realized as a graduate is that CBC it's not just a 4-year journey. I mean, there's a place here for everybody at all times you can always come back to. And there's people that care about you, whether it's reaching out to a teacher, a former classmate, a person you meet at an alumni event that either graduated before you or after you. There's always a place, there's always a time you can always come back home.
Hey guys, I want to say congratulations, now becoming that man for tomorrow. This next steps in your life, the future of your life is so great and so vast. This is now the opportunity to become the person that you want to be. The past 4 years, you've been taking the proper steps on being that man, and now you are that man for tomorrow. Go out there, set the world on fire, and become your best self, and always make sure to come back and give to the next generation.
Hey fellas, welcome to the Brotherhood. I'm Pete Genovese, class of 1999.
Welcome to the Brotherhood. Tom Eichwald, 2007.
Randy Roy, 2006. Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Welcome to the Brotherhood, class of 91.
We are at halftime here at CBC High School. The Cadets lead 28-13. 28-0 was the score. DeSmet has stormed back with 13 points. My name's Randy Molman. I'm here with Cooper Newmark. Cooper, you've been on the sidelines. What have you seen in this first half?
The big thing that I've seen is the physicality from both teams, really, because both teams are flying to the football. They're playing physical, they're playing tough, and they're trying to play detailed. Now, at points, it has come back to bite both of these two teams, and I think that tenacity and that ferociousness comes from the fact that these two teams are massive rivals.
It could be a lot worse for DeSmet. CBC's had 3 long touchdowns called back by penalties. That may speak to the aggressive nature of play that you just talked about.
Yeah, I mean, every team is just going blow for blow. They're getting at each other, and they're just getting physical.
Talk about the atmosphere down there on the field. You know, the DeSmet-CBC rivalry, the last 5 years, one of these two teams has played in the state championship game. Both are always good, and that brings out a spirited crowd every time they play, doesn't it?
And the competitiveness continues over to both of the student sections for both of these two teams because both of the fans are going at it. I mean, it's a great atmosphere. Both of these two teams and the fan bases love this rivalry and this competitiveness between these two. And the atmosphere is great.
That's Cooper Newmark. My name's Randy Molman. 28-13, the Cadets lead at half. We'll be back with the third quarter here shortly.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On three. Ready? Break.
Come on, guys, let's get this space prepped.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. With on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
Goodbye, weeds. Hello, Tomato Empire. Shut the fridge door. You've earned emos. Time to upgrade. Get a large pizza for the price of a medium or an extra large for the price of a large. Order online or on the Emos Pizza app.
Let's start this renovation. New cabinets, countertops, flooring, fixtures.
Okay, guys, let's make our customers proud. On three. Ready? Break.
Come on, guys, let's get this space prepped.
It's football season right now, but it's MFL season all year long. More for less remodeling. Whether you need a new kitchen, bathroom, or a total renovation, you'll score big with MFL.
That was one heck of a team effort.
Get the MFL team. More for less, STL.com.
Upgrading your IT systems? Partner with us for sustainable IT management. With on-site asset inventory and physical and digital data destruction. We can also evaluate, refurbish, and remarket your equipment. From chain of custody to final disposition, your assets and data are destroyed by national standards. Adonis Recycling, making an impact in the community.
What makes a fan? We're fans. Plug in to Matrix Midwest, a new kind of channel for fans of all kinds. St. Louis sports, culture, lifestyle. Matrix Midwest, St. Louis's only free and independent sports and entertainment network. Fans belong here.
Yes, I did. We are back here at CBC High School, W. Michael Ross Stadium. Randy Molman, Coach Chris Maris alongside, and Coach, CBC jumped out to a 28-0 lead and had 3 long touchdowns called back. So the offense has been humming, but DeSmet's kind of crawled their way back into this game with 13 unanswered points.
Well, the penalties have come back to haunt CBC in a couple of situations. I mean, the roughing the kicker call, a little bit of confusion there at the end in terms of whether or not there was a delay of game or not. Tried to get a little bit of intel at halftime, and apparently the official hadn't blown the whistle to start. I don't know why that would have been held up, but doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The plays, the clock runs when it does. But nonetheless, DeSmet has crawled their way back in this game, and it's going to be imperative for CBC to come out here with the ball to start the second half and make it and move the ball, hopefully score, and put DeSmet back on their heels on here. If they don't, and DeSmet were to get the ball back and get a quick score, then they are right back in this game with a good chunk of the third quarter and the fourth quarter to play. So we'll see what happens.
And we talked about missed chances for the Cadets, but, DeSmet had a red zone drive that got killed on a fourth down where CBC turned them over on down. So in that second quarter, it felt like DeSmet's offense was starting to make some progress and move the ball down the field. Most of their drives got into CBC territory in that second quarter.
Well, I mean, this is a defending state championship team,
Yeah.
And last year these two teams went at it, and it was pretty close at halftime, and there were some turnovers and other events that happened right at the end, right in the middle of the third quarter that turned this game around for CBC and made it look probably worse than it really was. And in this particular case right here, CBC's got to make sure that they don't end up on the wrong side of something like that, and stays focused and fights through, because DeSmet's a good team.
Gartner will kick, and it's a little short pooch kick. Shea comes up, fumbles it. He better get on it. He does at the 20, and he's tackled at the 19, and it's a good thing he got his hands on it because he grabbed it right before getting lit up inside the 20.
Luckily, he got down before he took too much of a blow there, where the ball could have kicked out before he had control of it. He was pretty deep. They kicked it right up in front of him. He was a little slow coming up to get it. And
as a coach in your head, are you yelling, fall on it, fall on it? Right
well,
there.
I actually wasn't very panicked as I watched him, because it was right at his feet. I'm like, okay, pick it up and go. And ultimately, it slipped out of his hands, and he just fell on it, and CBC's get ready to go.
So on the 20, first down and 10 for CBC. McClellan, shotgun snap, hands it to Vic Williams. Williams trying to pick his way, now bounces it back the other way. Across the 20, he's hit, breaks the tackle, turns the corner. He might have only just a man to beat. He breaks another tackle. No way.
I don't know, and there's no flags. I'm like, I have no idea how that just happened. I was sitting there waiting for something to happen to call that back. And holy cow, that looked like the most innocent play you can imagine. He looked bottled up right behind the line of scrimmage, stepped out, thought they were going to tackle him for a couple of yard gain, just kept his feet moving, working up the sideline, and then all of a sudden stepped through another tackle, and he was in a foot race.
And you and I said it in the first half, when he gets to the second level, there's no one that's going to catch him. But I don't even know how he got to the second level on that run.
I don't either. There was nothing there, and he just kept himself alive, kept moving, kept sliding to the right, and popped out of there, and he was gone.
I turned into a fan on that call. Gage hits the extra point. It's 30. I mean, I literally said no way as he was running down the sideline.
Here we go.
It leaves you speechless.
Right there. Should have been tackled right there.
And what we missed was he started
blocked
left.
right there, set it up. Corday Gage, how many times, I know he almost got tackled there, but how many times has Corday Gage made a character play in order to spring somebody or make something happen? And there was a defender coming, and he hammered that guy and sprung him for a big touchdown.
80 yards. First play of the third quarter. And by the way, what you saw in the replay, he was already heading to the right. Coach, that play started left.
It did.
He bounced back to the right after getting hit when there was nothing to the left on that run. I am speechless on that run. That is an unbelievable touchdown run by Vic Williams.
Now DeSmet's going to get the ball back, see what they can do. I mean, the whole drive started with Caden Shea bobbling the kickoff return and setting CBC up on the 20-yard line. One play looked very innocent, and all of a sudden, CBC's up 35-13.
Rocky Sharp, Royce Searcy deep for DeSmet. Max Dawes will kick it off for the Cadets. 11:36 to go third quarter, 35-13. Line drive kick will go out of bounds, and there's the penalty flag. If you just grabbed your hot dog and soda and just got back, you missed an incredible one play from scrimmage for the Cadet offense as they went 80 yards, and here it is again. But there's one. There's a great block there. Now watch this. Stutter and stiff arm right there on the linebacker, and then he outruns the D-back for a touchdown. I mean,
Cole Fachowski had him. I mean, he was going low. He's looking to tangle up his ankles. Vic stiff-armed him, couldn't get his hands around him, and was off to the races.
That's the second time on a long run, Coach, that someone bigger than Vic Williams has gone after the legs to make a tackle and could not get him to the ground. And he ran for a touchdown. There's a completion for 8 yards. And that's number 7, the wide receiver, Carter Fain.
So you're seeing CBC's going into what we would call a too-high situation where they've got two deep safeties and their corners are playing up to the line of scrimmage. And that's Cortland Collins that's down, by the way.
Yeah.
And there's some soft spots in the zone in front of the safeties there. And DeSmet is very much attacking those soft spots and have had a lot of success with these big tight ends. Now, they're not like big, deep, long plays, but they're able to keep DeSmet on schedule. And I think Cortland might have just got the wind knocked out. Keep them on schedule and keep the ball moving. That, along with some CBC mental errors on penalties and otherwise, has allowed DeSmet's offense to do some things here in their last several possessions.
Yeah, and overall, that sort of death by paper cuts, short yardage, short quick passes, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, has been pretty successful for the DeSmet offense. This is number 10, Cam Sharp. He is going to get the first down, I believe. He does. 2-yard pickup, first down and 10.
CBC had him held up for no gain. He kept his feet moving behind that offensive line, and Cortland Collins checks right back in.
Number 28, Jaden Britt, had checked in for him for that play, and now he comes back off. Rodriguez, shotgun snap. One-step drop, fires over the middle, and again, looking for the short catch to the tight end, and it was dropped by James. Good coverage by the Cadets.
So a little chess game that'll happen here. CBC looks like they're trying to restrict some of those hook to curl routes. And what will DeSmet counter with off of that? Because if you're doing something to restrict there, that means something else is going to probably be free.
Sharp up the middle, looking for room. Not much. Cadets stack him up after a gain of 1. Forward
he got
progress.
Shoved back. They gave him forward progress of a yard, but I don't know that he got that far up before he got shoved back.
So it'll be 3rd and 9. .10:34 to go here, third quarter. Trips to the right. Rodriguez, snap. Looks, directs traffic. Now he lofts one down the sideline. He had nobody there. Sharp was the closest. In coverage for CBC was Josh Beasley, and it'll be 4th and 9 for the Spartans.
Well, Sharp's running down the sideline. Beasley's actually between him and the ball with his back to Sharp. Sharp's a little frustrated. I think he felt like Beasley might have interfered with him, but here's the deal. Beasley's playing the ball.
Right.
And Sharp had to go through him to get it, and nothing happening there.
Gartner in to do the punting, averaged 37.5 yards a punt coming in. Back deep is, that's Jaden Reed. Here's the punt. It's a good one. Reed will let it go over his head and go out of bounds inside the 15. That was Jaden Reed deep. So CBC will start at their own 12. Leading 35-13.
After the one first down, CBC's defense did a nice job squeezing those intermediate routes and taking DeSmet out of what they wanted to be doing there and able to get them off the field.
So Nick McClellan leads the troops back onto the field. Courtney Rivers and Vic Williams will be in the backfield with McClellan. .940 and counting. Third quarter, 35-13 Cadets going right to left on your screen. McClellan hands it. This is Rivers. Flag on the play. Rivers picked up about 8, and that'll get called back most likely.
Unfortunately, decent little run right there by Courtney Rivers.
Oh, is this going to be on the defense? I hear a fan down there saying it's going to be on the defense.
Personal foul.
Shot to the
hands to the face.
Yeah. The Cadet fans with a mocking cheer.
Well, the one thing is holding does not typically come from your side judge unless there's a perimeter play. It's usually from the referee or the back judge. And so I was like a little bit like, wow, what did he see in there? But
so 1st and 10 now after the penalty at the 35. There's a delay. This is Rivers. He'll back up and pick up about 3 to the 38. In on the stop, number 58. And number 6, that's Higgins and Williams. 2nd and 6. Low snap, McClellan, play action. Fires far side, good curl route over there. Corday Gage makes the first man miss, ducks out of bounds at the 42.
Good play action right there. You run the ball effectively, and that'll get everybody creeping. Corday's able to run that comeback right underneath the corner over there, and Nick put it on the money.
Coach, you got to hand it to Coach Pingle. You remember that first drive, CBC did not run the ball. DeSmet did a great job covering downfield, and then the next drive they ran it all the way down the field, and then Coach Pingle has mixed it up since, and it has confused this DeSmet defense. Plummer first with a tough catch, finally brought down by number 21, Colby Dotson.
And I would think if that's a pure read that maybe Nick should have given that one. He had somebody up in his face. He tried to pull up underneath it. As he's going down, was able to get the ball out to Jake, get some positive yards out of it.
Trips to the right. McClellan hands it off this time to Williams, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. That's one of the few times Vic Williams has been stopped for a short gain. That's number 41, Jace Mazer on the stop.
Typically what he's done, though, he's gotten in there and he's slid to the outside, and he's been able to just keep his feet moving and going. That time he got kind of stumped right in the hole.
3rd down and 7 at the 40. McClellan keeps it himself, design run, stumbles through, has a first down, and he'll go all the way for a touchdown. Nick McClellan, 39 yards, and CBC scores again. This offense, despite some of the penalties that have called back touchdowns, Coach, the offense all night is just, after that first drive, they have really been in sync.
Well, and we saw this last week against Chaminade, where they scored on their first, 8 possessions. And just even with the penalties, we're able to just keep it going. And great job there by CBC, by Nick. Little quarterback draw, and one of the players for DeSmet, I didn't see the number, came flying up to try to stop him, and had his head down. And Nick was running by him as he went through the block.
Extra point is good. CBC leads 42-13 over DeSmet, and that's exactly what the Cadets need to do. Here's the replay. Watch McClellan on the design. The counter, and he stumbled through, and then once he broke the ankle tackle, there was nobody in sight.
Wow. Just a great play right there.
And I know it's lofty praise, and I'm not trying to compare him to Lamar Jackson, but what I'm saying is, and I've said it before, he just has a Lamar Jackson style of play.
He does.
Here at the high school level.
I think that's fair when you look at a high school player and what that looks like. So, nothing wrong with that.
7:45 to go in the third. 42-13, Cadets lead. Dawes will do the kicking. Sharp and Searcy deep for the Spartans.
Chaminade up 21-14 on Vianney in the second quarter with about 2 minutes left.
Dawes boots it, and that will get to the 1 yard line. This is Searcy. He'll take it to the middle of the field, looking towards the left hash.
He got out of it, but Winbush was flying down there. You saw him come down, his arm, as he dove at him with his arm out.
I guarantee you Coach Pingle and the coaching staff give that kid enough credit, and we talk about him all the time on the broadcast. He is just an absolute menace on special teams. His coverage, he makes 80% of the tackles down there.
Well, you're going to graduate some guys. You're going to graduate Jameer Sims at outside linebacker, and some other guys at some of the other linebacker spots, and he's a guy I think they're kind of counting on to step up, being one of the next guys in line, and that's typically how it works. They bring a guy in that has been playing special teams to get things done.
Sharp with the catch out of the backfield, picks up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 at the 23. Sharp in motion. Rodriguez looking downfield. Now he's going to roll right. Now he's going to loft it. It's caught. Ridge James sat down in coverage, gets hit down hard. Chasing him down there was number 36 for CBC, Ethan Wright.
I think that was Luke Markaway who caught that ball, 84.
Oh, was that Markway? It was.
Yep.
Not 34, 84, Luke Markway, the senior. Markway, a 6'3" tight end. That Markway name, if you recognize it, they've had several Markways, very successful high school players throughout the St. Louis area. Sharp on the far side, gets out of bounds.
Cortland Collins on the blitz there, working a little inside out. Couldn't get there in time before Sharp got into his path.
Pickup of 8. Gets to the CBC 46. Under 7 to play, third quarter. CBC, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. An 80-yard run by Vic Williams. And a 39-yard run by Nick McClellan. His 4th touchdown of the day. Are we sure that's not a fumble?
They called it very quickly.
They
was
did.
that Roy Searcy?
That was Searcy coming out. He was in motion behind the quarterback. I thought that was awfully close to being a lateral.
I'd love to see a replay of that one, but I'm guessing we don't have it.
Doesn't matter. They called it incomplete. 3rd and 2 at the CBC 46. Rodriguez, deep drop, sets up, fires, caught. That's Markway again. Incomplete, never had control. Jameer Sims with the big hit, lodged it loose, and it'll be 4th and 2. And I imagine this is 4-down territory here for the Spartans.
Great hit right there by Jameer Sims. Boy, that was close to being a fumble, though.
So 4th down and 2. Spartans desperately need a 1st down. All the receivers bunched tight on the left side of the formation. 3 of those receivers are tight ends, and I think DeSmet jumped. We're going to see if they thought CBC drew them or if
I think they were trying to draw them off sides, and
if that backs up DeSmet, they'll surely punt here, because that would make it 4th and 7.
There we go.
It's a false start on the right tackle, number 50, Alonzo Williams. So they'll spot it back at the 49. And this will be punt formation time for DeSmet. Mark Gartner back in. He's been busy tonight. Back deep for CBC, Jaden Reed. He has yet to be able to return one. Gartner has kicked it away from him most of the night. This one goes over Reed's head, and that's going to take a DeSmet roll, but it gets inside the pylon, and it's a touchback. CBC will have it.
That was close to going out right in front of that pylon. That would have been interesting.
He angled for that corner, but it didn't take the left turn he wanted it to take on the bounce.
As the CBC faithful are hammering the DeSmet faithful hard with their cheers. Next week, Lipscomb from Tennessee for homecoming. I was trying to see how they were doing. Couldn't get a score. They were playing, but they've rebounded a little bit after a slow start. And then on the road to Rabun Gap in Georgia, another team that after an 0-2 start won 2 in a row, and they were supposed to be playing, but when I checked Huddle, they were they weren't. There wasn't anything going on. I don't know if there's weather. It looks like there might be some weather.
McClellan fakes, now hands it on the delay. Vic Williams up the middle, weaving through traffic, breaks another tackle, and he's going to go for 6. Vic Williams.
He's got to be over 200 yards, I would think, tonight.
Another 80-yard touchdown run, just on 2 carries. He's got 160, so he definitely has over 200.
He might be pushing 3. I stopped taking stats early in the first half as Vic Williams is cheering to the crowd. He's having a day against your maybe your most heated rival. Maybe not most historical, but definitely most heated in recent years. And having himself an afternoon and evening.
I have run out of adjectives to describe Vic Williams. Gage on to attempt the extra point. Snapback ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 49-13, Cadets lead. Here's the replay. Watch this by Vic Williams. He is hit there, bounces is out, 2 missed there, and then once he gathers his feet, you know he's gone right there. I mean,
wow.
That's 2 80-yard touchdown runs in this game for Vic Williams. He also had another long touchdown run. He's over 200 for sure. He's got to be pushing 300 by now. He also has a touchdown catch of 7 yards.
He does. I don't know if there's any college coaches watching this out there, but, ooh.
You might want to get your pen out and write down the name Vic Williams.
Victor Williams,
Yep.
number 10, CBC High School. I mean, he's not the biggest dude in the world, but he's got some pop, and he's definitely got fifth gear.
6:27 to go. We're not even halfway through the third. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them 80 yards by Vic Williams, and then a 39-yard run by Nick McClellan.
I think we should be starting running clock time here on the start of this kickoff.
Dawes, line drive kick. Searcy catches it at the 5. Up the left hash, now cuts to the sideline. Dipsy doodles across the 30 to the 31.
Richard Mosley.
And number 11, that is Mosley.
29.
And, Caleb Pete. In on the stop.
Nice job of just keeping him bracketed. Don't let too much damage happen right there.
Pretty good return, though, about 26 yards on the return, and DeSmet will have it at the 31.
I find it interesting as I look down at the sideline for CBC, and, you're up 36 points, and your offensive line coach is still got his starting offensive line on the bench there, coaching them up, trying to figure things out.
Will Corbin was in Gabe Rodriguez's face. He had to get rid of it, threw it in the dirt. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Little screenplay set up there, but Corbin was there too quickly in order for anything to happen. Rodriguez had to just get rid of the ball. Threw it at the feet of Michael Chapo.
2nd and 10 at the 31. Stopped immediately is Cam Sharp. Sharp came in 3 straight 100-yard games, and the Cadet defense has done a great job on Cam Sharp tonight.
Larry Hopkins in on that tackle right there, the senior defensive tackle.
So a loss of 1, 3rd and 11 at the 30. Rodriguez has time, fires behind his receiver. It was intended for number 15, Wyatt Stoltz. No, number 19, Cash Lucius was the intended receiver. So it's now 4th and 11 at the 30.
A little behind him, and Carson Kaburuk came through that, made sure he didn't have a chance to get his hands back on it.
Speaking of big nights, Jaden Reed back deep. He's had 2 long touchdown catches.
He has. I know we'd like to get Courtney Rivers rolling here a little bit, but I'm sure when it comes time to it, he'll be ready to roll because some people are going to start keying on Vic Williams.
End over end punt, bounces at the 35, a CBC bounce. DeSmet downs it at the 38-yard line, and that's where the Cadets will take over. Clock running.
Nate Fairchild, the clock's running here in the third quarter. And after DeSmet got within 2 scores, 2 possessions before halftime, CBC has come out and put their foot down on this one.
Vic Williams, as we've mentioned, if you're just joining us, 2 separate 80-yard touchdown runs just in this quarter. Caden Shea now checks in.
Yeah, I think it's time to make sure that you keep these guys healthy at this point.
Shea, though, has averaged 9.6 a carry in spot duty. He has been really good coming in and relieving Courtney Rivers.
He's just a good north-south runner.
He is.
I mean, there he is right at getting about 8 on that, and just, gets downhill. Nothing overly flashy about that.
And he gets a lot of yards after initial contact.
And he's getting a lot of opportunity because Landon Newman has been banged up and hasn't been able to play. I think he would have been the next guy in, another north-south guy that pretty physical at the point.
Shea has it. Oh, that was a great jump stop as he went into the hole and then planted his feet, hopped to the right, and gained another 10 yards.
He did. That was really nice. I mean, he had gotten the first down, and another guy just keeping his feet going. Coach Ray Simmons and Derek Pitts have these running backs, this stable of running backs that they continue to churn out as Jaleel Walker checks in alongside Caden Shea.
Walker, the sophomore, now lines up behind the left tackle. Handoff, Shea. Shea picks his way up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, falls forward for about 3 or 4. We'll see where they spot it.
Got about 3 on that, and he stepped out of a tackle right away.
Walker will stay in the game. Shea will take a breather. 2nd and 7 at the DeSmet 37. 49-13 Cadets, and they're driving for more. McClellan's still in the game. Walker in the backfield. Walker listed at 5'9", 200. He gets the carry. Right side. Cuts it upfield. Breaks through a tackle. Jaleel Walker inside the 20. Inside the 15.
He might be coming back. Looks like there's a flag at the line of scrimmage just inside the 40-yard line.
Yep, hold on CBC. We've seen a few of those tonight, Coach.
Flag on the play.
The collective groan from the CBC faithful. Look, folks, it's a nice night for football, but it's not as nice as it's been. Even last week, with as hot as it was a beautiful night sitting out at Chaminade. It's still pretty humid and muggy here in the stadium tonight. So I think a lot of people are ready to count the clock down and put a fork in this one.
2nd and 17, all the way back to the 47-yard line. The Cadets have to get to the 30. 1:10 and counting, 3rd quarter. Walker stays in the game at tailback.
And nothing he did on that play. I don't know who they called the hold on, but
Cadets will go into a pistol formation. Fake to Walker. He'll roll left. McClellan now throws, and he missed Plummer first. Throwing across his body, or with his body, I guess. But he kind of threw that down towards his kneecaps.
Well, he booted out on that in 55 for DeSmet. Ty Viltrup did not come inside on that, and so Nick had a guy in his face and tried to get rid of it quick to Jake Plummer first and threw it down on his feet.
3rd and 17, and they're going to have to run one more play. There's 10 seconds on the play clock, 15 seconds left here in the 3rd. Pistol formation. They'll let that thing go all the way down to 1. Hand it off. McClellan, keeps it himself on the RPO. Hens right side, gets out of it. He's got a big gain. McClellan sprints down the sideline. He's going to go for 6. Or are they going to say he's out of bounds? They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 10.
He was trying to walk that tightrope. You see him and like, all that extra effort for nothing. But here's the deal. We're going to be going down to the other end to start the 4th quarter.
And how about the decision to pull it at the last possible second before taking it himself?
So 21, Colby Dotson knocked him out of bounds. We've called his name a lot. He's been in on a lot of stuff.
So the Cadets will have it 1st and goal at the 10 when we start this 4th quarter.
And the playing field. This is for the safety of everyone involved, especially the players. Thank you for your cooperation.
Tom Murray with the announcement to stay off the playing surface.
I'm
familiar with that announcement in the SEC. Will the MCC charge CBC $500,000 if they storm the field?
Yeah, I don't think so. But
so they're going to spot it at the 11. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11.
There was an announcement earlier that the ADs for the MCC had gotten together, and I don't know if this is off season or recently, talking about keeping people off of the tracks and off of the field after the games. I think part of the issue is after the games are over, people just linger so long, and you've got all the operations crew that's trying to get everything shut down and get on with the rest of their evening and weekend. And, everybody who's doing this that's working through these games, none of us are full-time football employees, folks. We all are full-time teachers, and we've already put in a full-time day, a full week of work. So, we're happy to do it. But once the games are over, we're ready to kind of wrap up and go home.
Cadet ball, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line of DeSmet. Shea back into the game, pistol formation. McClellan hands it to Shea. Shea up the middle, following one of his offensive linemen. Hit initially by number 6, Amari Williams, tackled by Braden LaCroix, number 23.
Interested to see at what point we'll see Frank McGinty or
maybe Weston Gannon.
In this game, or maybe even Dalen Austin Harvey. Saw a great run from him in the fourth quarter last week against Chaminade. He gives you that that elusive running element that Nick gives you as well.
So 2nd down, ball's at the 7. They've got to get to the 1-yard line for a 1st down.
CBC's taking their time here.
It looks like they're posing for a picture, doesn't it?
It does. They're waiting to get the signal. A lot of time to go in the quarter, Coach. It's going to go quick enough.
All right. Coach Pingle sends the play in. 10 seconds on the play clock.
We'll see if Coach Pingle watches the game this weekend. He'll give me trouble for saying that.
Pistol formation. There's a handoff to Shea. Shea left side, turns the corner, and he's ripped down close to a 1st down.
He's going to be short, but the DeSmet defender, I couldn't see the number. I mean, it looked like he had him and just kind of swiped at him with his hands instead of taking his body to him to take him to the ground.
3rd and 1 at the 2.
And you know whose name we have not called much at all in this game is the highly touted, recruited Titan Davis, the defensive lineman. CBC has done a nice job neutralizing him in this game.
He's named appropriately. 6'5", 265, Titan Davis. Shea up the middle is hit, spins away, and gets in for a touchdown. And a penalty flag after the play.
All kinds of penalty flags.
Extracurricular activity after the play. We're going to see what happens. The touchdown will stand, but we'll see what the personal fouls are for.
Our unsportsmanlike conducts. Touchdown's good.
Unsportsmanlike on DeSmet.
And they're going to get, I thought maybe he was going back to give another one to CBC. He only gave it to DeSmet. Usually takes 2 to tango in those situations.
And Titan Davis, who we just talked about, is kind of walking off the field. He's frustrated, helmet's off. He's had a rough day. CBC's done a really, really nice job keeping him out of the mix because he is real disruptive. We talked about it coming in. He's had at least 2 tackles for loss in every game coming in. Couple of sacks, 8 tackles for loss on the year, 16 total tackles. Gage will attempt the extra point. Snap back, ball down. Kick is up, and it is good. 56-13, 10-11 to go.
Corey Gage does not blast the ball through the uprights, but boy. I don't know if he's missed one. I was kind of looking. I'm like, I don't think he's missed any. If he has, it wasn't a missed kick. It was a bobbled snap. But I want to say that they might have missed one against Sacred Heart, but I want to say that he wasn't kicking at that point.
I think you're right.
At that point, it was either West and Gannon, and I don't think they had let Dawes kick any at that particular point. So CBC not taking any chances here. I mean, Nick McClellan still in the fourth quarter led that drive in. I got to believe his night is likely done. We'll see what they decide to do with the defense.
So the personal foul call on the touchdown will get marked off here on the kickoff.
Kicking off from the opposite 45.
So Dawes will likely just punch it through the end zone here.
I would think so. You know, if you're in a closer game, maybe you try, or you're down, maybe this is a situation where you try to play a game or something like that. But you're up 56-13. You're looking to just kind of ride this out. Get some of these guys, all these guys that have been standing around here all night, some playing time, and go from there.
Here's Dawes' kick. No, he's going to pooch it, but it'll still get into the end zone.
He just barely popped it to get it in there. I think he was trying to drop it on the 1 yard line. Maybe have that ball kicked back to him.
So DeSmet will start 1st and 10 at the 20, 56-13 Cadets, 10-11 to go.
Hopkins, Corbin, Jaden Britt, but Cortland Collins still out there, Sims still out there. Ethan Wright comes out. Jaden Reed still out there, but Terrell at safety.
New quarterback in the game, and that's a strike. Breaking the tackle, number 15. Wow, what a run after the catch by number 15, Wyatt Stoltz. Chase Cooper, the 6'3 sophomore quarterback, fired it in there. And so he's going to get some snaps here, the sophomore backup quarterback for DeSmet, 56-13, under 10 to play.
This is where if you're a young guy, you can turn some heads with your coaches.
Throw again, near side, perfectly thrown. That's Janes down the sideline. Ridge Janes, big gainer, first down. He was wide open. And another strike from the sophomore QB, Chase Cooper.
I'm happy to get Jaden Reed out of there, playing corner, bring in Richard Mosley and Josh Beasley on the other side. Jaden's so important to what you're doing offensively. You've got a lot of other experienced guys. Let them get their time.
Cooper, he lofted that one.
Oof.
That got
and
away
James
from him.
was wide open, and him in the open field is a load to take down.
James has got to have 8 to 10 catches, maybe close to 100 yards in this one.
Yeah.
He's been one of the few bright spots here tonight for DeSmet.
I see Julian Anderson snapping to Frank McGinty on the sideline down here. You got to believe the next time, if there's another time the Cadets get the ball, that Frank will be coming in the game. And
there's a catch far side, little bubble screen inside the 40, tackle close to the 35. That's Royce Searcy with the catch.
Little scoot there, stepped out of way to the tackle, was able to get up there and make this a third manageable.
3rd down and 2, 8:35 and counting. Cooper takes the shotgun snap, 3-step drop, sets up, here comes pressure, he's gonna roll right. Now he's going to fire deep down the field, but it's incomplete. Over the head of number 9, Michael Chapo.
Chase Cooper's pass incomplete.
So it'll be 4th and 2. DeSmet will go for it here.
I think Coach Pingle's rolling out some guys. We got some jerseys, numbers with no names next to them. 58 just rolled out there. I'm not sure who that is. Looking at our roster, and I don't know some of these younger guys as well as I do the older guys.
We'll have to get a updated roster. 4th and 2. Right side,
strung it out.
He's not going to get there.
See, I would have liked to have seen them run the ball on 3rd down and then maybe go play action on 4th if you don't get it. But
so turnover on down. 2nd time that's happened. The CBC defense has turned DeSmet over, and the Cadets will take it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
I think you heard our public address announcer, Tom Murray, misspoke. He thought that they marked DeSmet for the 1st down, and instead they were turning it back around for CBC.
So left hash, 35-yard line, 1st and 10 Cadets, and number 9 Franklin McGinty checks in at quarterback.
Caleb Pete in there at running back. Lots of new guys. I won't get all these names. I see Hayden Clark in there, Julian Anderson on the offensive line, Tilton Hughes.
Pistol formation for McGinty. He hands it to Pete. Pete up the middle. He is ripped down. A couple yards there. Tackled by number 55. That is Ty Veltrop.
Tyler Hawthorne out here. Jaden Billups. Trying to see who else we might have in there.
With the stop.
2nd and 9. Under 6.5 to play.
Let's see who they. Anderson's at center. John Picarella in at left guard. And I think that's 79 at left tackle, Elijah Carpenter. So some sophomores and juniors along with Tilton Hughes and Julian in there.
Pete again up the middle. He was hit initially, and then he backed up for about 3 or 4 extra yards. Nice run by Pete. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Good second effort right there. See if they let Frank McGinty put the ball up in order to get the first down here.
5:39 and counting. Trips to the right for the Cadets. Pete in the backfield with McGinty. McGinty, the junior, 5'11", right-handed throwing quarterback. Play clock down to 5. There's the snap. Now he's going to fire near side quickly. It's caught but blown up immediately. Number 23 for DeSmet over to make the tackle. Braden LaCroix, the catch made by Tyler Hawthorne.
Miles Mask was also in at receiver there trying to get that block, and this will bring up a punting situation as they ran a little bubble screen game right there and couldn't quite get that first block. I think had they gotten that, Hawthorne had something in front of him, but couldn't get that forced defender out of the way.
Under 5 to play. 4th down and 7. Gage in to do the punting.
Haven't seen CBC do much of this, but really bleeding the clock.
Searcy deep, penalty flag. Gage gets a
Beautiful
really
punt.
Nice punt off, and Searcy runs up and catches it at the 19. He's got a little momentum across the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Dodges a tackler, runs into his own man at the CBC 45. Nice return by Searcy. Let's see what the penalty flag is.
Number 48,
Cortland Collins was in on that tackle, and he got kind of blown up from behind as he was trying to make that tackle. I'm going to guess DeSmet's going to decline whatever the penalty was, given that they got good field position and a great return on that.
There's 4:06 on the clock. Cadets lead. They're going to pick up the flag.
Oh, waving it off.
So no penalty. Good to return by Searcy. That stands, and DeSmet will have it at the CBC 45.
I wonder if they thought that when CBC ran somebody off, if they had an illegal formation, and then when they kind of conferred about it, they realized, no, they were good.
Chase Cooper back in the game at quarterback. Their running back is Dylan Hunter, number 30, sophomore. Checked in for the first time. Cooper quickly complete inside the 40. That is Dalton Sebring.
So they're getting some young guys in the game now for DeSmet.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2.
Hey, tomorrow night, the conclusion of the CBC soccer tournament.
Cooper fires, and that's batted down by number 55 for CBC, and we have yet to get a name with that number, but a nice play.
Who was that?
Number 55 for the
55
Cadets.
for the Cadets. Let's see if I've got that one.
Batted down. 3rd and 2.
So tomorrow at 5 o'clock, unless they've changed the game times on me, SLU and DeSmet will play, and then CBC and Vianney I might have who's around. CBC plays at 7 tomorrow night. I might have my games wrong on that.
Incomplete there, 4th and 2. Folks, if you're a fan of CSN, you've definitely heard us mention our friend, State Farm agent Tim Kylo. It's time to give Tim a call. Let him save you a little money on your insurance. Home, life, boat, anything. If it can be insured, Tim is your guy. He can be your guy, too.
55 is George Sanders. Sorry
George
about that.
Sanders.
He's on there. We've got 2 55s on that roster. One of them's blank.
Got it.
Sorry, you were talking about Tim, though.
Yeah, and that's complete. That'll be a first down, far side. You can give Tim Kylo a call, 314-842-4442. Shoot him an email as well. Tim at TimKylo, KILO.com, and he is the presenting sponsor of the Cadet Student Network. We are in the Tim Kylo broadcast booth here at CBC.
Coming down to around 2 minutes left in this game, and 58 was one we didn't have. That is Cameron Johnson, a freshman.
Shotgun snap here for the sophomore quarterback, Cooper. 1st and 10 at the 29. High snap. He's going to have to keep it himself. He's dragged down from behind. Number 97, Will Corbin.
George Sanders doing a nice job clogging things up there.
Second and 11. 1:20 to play. Cooper sets up, looks, fires down the middle of the field. He's got a big arm. He overthrew him. Intended for Luscious. Number 19, or is it? I think it's Lucius.
Well,
Cash Lucius. Down
I
the middle
heard
of the
Tom
field.
say Luscious, so I don't know if anybody talked to anybody about how to pronounce the names, but we've done it both ways.
3rd and 11. Under a minute to play. 56-13 the score. Cooper sets up. He swings it out. It is caught inside the 30. 25. Barrels ahead. That's number 36, Malik Waters. And it'll be 4th and short.
Didn't quite get the first down there. So on Monday, the JV will play Eureka, and the freshman team will go to DeSmet to play the Spartans at 4:15.
Probably the last play. We'll see. Cooper sets up, fires underneath. It is caught. No, dropped. So we'll have another play. No, the clock's running. Colton Todd was the intended receiver, and that's going to be it. The CBC Cadets improved to 4-0. DeSmet drops to 1-3. And, Coach, CBC, 4 games, 4 big wins, 4 impressive wins.
They're making a statement. They're working to make a statement here in the second half. And they're going to go look to keep things going. I mean, Lipscomb and Raven Gap are going to be no joke. Out-of-state teams. I don't care what their records are. Those are teams that play big boy football. So CBC is going to get an opportunity to see what they can do there before they come back home and wrap up.
Homecoming next week, 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yes, late kickoff next week.
And before we go, we have to talk about Vic Williams real quick. What a night. I can't wait to see the yard totals. We don't have a statistician with us, but he's got to be close to 300 yards.
He does. I'm going to be going in to talk to the Post-Dispatch guy before we leave, we'll see how that goes.
Yep. Cadets win it 56-13 to improve to 4-0. Homecoming next week against Lipscomb. Until then, so long, everybody.